Ladies, gentlemen, gamers, the fabled day has come. It is the day of the new patch of the season. So usually I would be doing this for preseason, but Riot changed their whole system around and is now no longer preseason. There's only new season. So I fully expect this to take the same amount of time, if not more than my preseason stuff. This is probably going to take me over 2 hours, most likely. I'm going to go over the changes, give my opinions, my reactions, the whole shebang. And because this is going to be so long, there's no guarantee my family might not need help with something because they're old and decrepit, much like my house. So, without further ado, let's get into it. But before we get into it, I always do these live, usually, not always, on Twitch TV/Tecnics channel. So come there and watch me. And I'm going to repeat that again at the end. But regardless, what are some things I'm excited about? So I don't know what they fully changed because I heard some of the stuff, I reacted to some of the stuff on YouTube about what they're doing for Season 14. God damn, this game has been going on for 14 fucking years. Just imagine that. And I feel like it's bigger than it's ever been. So the biggest thing I'm obviously looking forward to is the new item changes. The fact that mythics are out and you could build whatever, and I heard they're removing items, they're adding new items, and they're rebalancing everything because since they don't have mythics, stuff has to get, passed around. I really, really hope they don't get rid of Infinity Edge. And they don't nerf it, because they buffed it recently because it was a mythic and it was the weakest mythic. Crit ADCs have been in a not great spot. They've been okay, they've been buffed up a little bit, but they haven't been superb. Aside from that, the newest champion, Hui, was a big letdown. I hope they buff him up, which just looking here, I see that they do, so that's good. But aside from that, I'm most excited for the item changes. After that, the jungle changes, the map changes, and that's pretty much it, honestly. But these changes are pretty good. I'm pretty excited, very excited. The whole Void theme is coming out full force. We still don't have a Void event for some reason. But we're chilling, we're good, and the best thing is, I think League is changing things up in a big way. Not a huge, huge way, but a medium big way. And that's good, because it's the start of the fucking season, and the game gets stale. And this game needs to not be stale to keep living. And they need to make ADCs good again. But I saw some things with mages where, oh boy, I don't know how I'm feeling. I saw a TF one-shot a Master Yi on Cowsep stream, and Cowsep was the Master Yi. So these items might get a little wacky, they might get a little crazy. I like it being unbalanced. I hope it's that way at first. I'm very excited. I'd rather the game be unbalanced and then they slowly balance it rather than it be balanced and boring, because balanced equals boring, as I just said. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad they're changing a lot of stuff. And I think it's good. I think this season could get a little crazy, and that's what we're hoping for. So let's see what's going on. Welcome to 2024 season. That's weird English. Split 1 kickoff is quickly approaching. It's about in a day, which I'm also going to stream my ranked promos. I'm actually Emerald now. I actually evolved past my last peak of Platinum. And they say when you get older that you decrease in skill in gaming, but for me it's the opposite. I only get better, which is why I'm about to be elite in Fortnite, and I was almost diamond in League. I hit platinum, maybe soon we'll get diamond, we'll see. Still unemployed, so I have time. I just don't have the love I used to. But still enough to do these patch videos. But anyway, so make sure to read up on all the changes coming in 14.1. Oh, I sure will. This is the year we hit our ranked goals. Yup, every year we say that. At least my friends do, and they never do it. But I do it. This year we're starting off with strong, big gameplay update. We've got Void Grubs, which I'm very excited about. Void Mites, which are really cool. Voidborn Monsters, which is basically the Herald you can ride. 3 Baron Nashor forms, which actually look really scary. The new Baron, I've said this before in my other reaction videos, but to say it here too, the new Void stuff really look like Eldritch Horror shit. It's actually creepy as shit. The many arms thing, it looks like something out of Immortal Hulk. It looks really good, really creepy. I think they hit it out of the fucking park, which is amazing. I'm very excited for this season, honestly. I really am. It could be bad. Very well, easily could be bad. Excuse me. But the biggest thing is they're changing so much, there's the opportunity for it to be good. But anyway. Map changes to every lane and jungle. Over 100 item changes, including new items. Oh boy, I'm so excited to go over that. A Hue buff. Wow. Dynamic music. That's pretty cool. New in-game quests, which I think are cool, but it's not as big as you might think it is. Fist bumps, which I didn't even know that was a thing, and a lot more. You like jazz? Check out TFT, which I've been in and out of TFT, but really mostly out of it. It's sad because when the new seasons change for TFT, I'm just not into it anymore. But anyway, I don't even know the new skins that are getting added. We'll look at those at the end. I don't even know if there's like a legendary or whatever, but I guess we'll see. It looks like we're getting more Dragon Mancers, which is pretty interesting. Anyway, let's see what we're dealing with. So, Split 1 kickoff. For those of you who don't know, ranked is now 3 splits. So we're essentially having 3 ranked seasons in 1 year. Each of them, I believe, are going to give a gold skin. So that's really good. And you can, they changed this a while back, but you can earn it by not being gold either. But if you're gold, you basically are guaranteed it. But you can now get 3 skins a year, 3 rewards, 3 times the rewards at least. The splits are now 3. So that's good. Instead of 1 big one. Because that really lowered player retention. So, welcome to 2024 ranked season. We're going to be kicking off the first split of the year. This patch with ranked queues opening on January 10th, which is tomorrow. I'm actually on time with this too. For those that missed the ranked queues closing details in the last patch, you can read them here. We're not going to read anything here because we don't care. The season transition experience will be similar to what we had in the past. Ranked queues will be disabled. They'll be brought back up. And a couple hours after that, the split 1 will start. And then the ranked games played during the downtime won't count towards your new season progress. So essentially, this is the preseason, where it's like, it's very, very short. Start transfers will be disabled, and that doesn't matter to us. Okay, cool. So, season 2023, because season 2023 was 2 splits instead of 3. They just changed to the 3 format. For those who earned it, Victorious Tryndamere, which I actually didn't even know was the Victorious skin. That's actually surprising. I don't even know how it looks. Will be the reward for 2023 Split Season 2, which I obviously have because I am Emerald, my newest peak. But not my highest peak, hopefully. We mentioned it in one of our recent dev updates, but the skin will be a little delayed, so you should expect them to appear on your account in a few patches. Wow. We wanted to make sure we had a unique skin for each split, so we opted to take some time to ensure that those that participate in Split 2 received a different reward than Split 1. We'll add to the notes on the patch that it should happen as well. Right now we're targeting 14.4, so that's about... If we're going to get a patch every 2 weeks, that's about 2 months. Wow. And we'll update you if anything changes here. Which, everything's getting delayed. Which I don't mind. If it gets delayed, fine. As long as it's not like the reworks like Skarner and Mundo and shit. Because those took forever. I mean, the Skarner one's still taking forever. And I feel like they're not going to change a lot. So I'm really questioning where the effort's going. Where the priorities are. But anyway. As for the remaining rewards, of which you will see details on our ranked rewards support article, they should be delivered onto your accounts in 14.2. Cool. So, Void gameplay changes. So, I'm not going to go over it too much in the sake of time, hopefully. I'll go over it as much as I feel fit, but I already have touched on these in my other reaction videos on YouTube. So, in case you missed this one, we released a dev blog late last year, to offer players a helping hand when it comes to learning about the Void changes, which I went off of, I believe. I reacted to it. If you're interested in how we refine these changes, or if the idea of seeing 11 adorable cats combining their forces to seal Rift Herald appeal to you, what the fuck does that mean? Give it a read. Disclaimer, Void event not included. Oh my god, see, they even know. They even know we wanted a Void event and they're teasing us. But anyway, here's the Void grubs. Jesus Christ. Look at Shaco getting violated. So, grubs, mites, and the hunger of the void. I like the whole leaning into the void thing. For a long time, as I've mentioned here and there in my videos, League has been criticized for not having enough horror, not enough fantasy. It's too much hot, big-tittied humanoid characters, cute characters, anime characters. And, they're somewhat right. Not that I don't enjoy it. But we're finally getting more monsters. You want monster? Here's the fucking monster. Disgusting fucking creatures that are popping off their fucking backs. Nasty. Ugly. So, we've got some brand new residents moving into the Barren Pit. The Void Grubs and Void Mites. These Voidborn beasties are a new horde objective that will be taking the place of the first Rift Herald each game. Our goal with Void Grubs was to provide tower pushing pressure in contrast to Dragon Buff's ramping threat. I think this is a great thing because now it actually means, aside from Herald, which Herald was cool, but Herald is a really focused thing. Tencent only likes hot men and women. That's true. That's very true, actually. But aside from, the Rift Herald, which once you get Rift Herald, it's pretty much done. Obviously, the second one spawns, but Rift Herald itself, while it's a good pushing tool, it's very focused only towards one lane, one real objective. And realistically, you're going to use it after a fight is done to kind of solidify the lead, or you're just going to use it randomly in normal games because you forgot about it and you need to use it before it expires. So aside from that, I feel like dragons are a way more valuable objective. They provide lasting buff, obviously. So I think they're finally adding in something that I don't know if it's equivalent to dragons. I guess we'll see the numbers kind of make our assumption, but I think finally there's something that kind of rivals the importance of why you would also go top lane. So now if they're taking dragon, already people would be like, oh, take Herald, but it wouldn't really matter. You're not getting the same amount of pressure, but now you might be with the Void Grub. So I actually really like this. It's equalizing the map, which is a big thing they tried to do, and which I think they are doing successfully. They're equalizing the top and bot sides of the map. So that's really good. But anyway, so they want to spread it out more evenly across all lanes, just like I said, because the Herald was very focused. We also want to give players gradual, persistent power throughout the entire game, as opposed to the old Shelly, whose powers was more instant and would sometimes simply end the laning phase, like I said. In addition, in multiple spawn nature means that mid or top laners who have pushed out their lane can sneak one without needing to commit the full time it would take to clear the entire epic objective. So what are the details? So, 3 of them spawn in at 5 minutes. They will spawn 4 little babies every 12 seconds in combat. So you're going to get swarmed eventually. Jesus Christ. Void Grubs can respawn once per game, as each one has their own individual respawn timer of 4 minutes. So if you only kill one, it can respawn again without the others needing to die. So that's pretty cool. On death, Void Grubs will give other nearby Void Grubs a 25% maximum health and missing health shield. Wow. So you really do have to commit to kill these things. Killing one grants the player, now this is the important part here, and an allied teammate, 1 stack of Hunger of the Void, which causes your non-proc attacks to deal bonus true damage to the structure over 4 seconds. So you're getting really good dot, hopefully. This damage will scale with the number of Void Grubs slain at a rate of 4 for melee, 3 for ranged, true damage every 0.5 seconds. That's not bad. That's actually really good. Once your team hits 5 stacks of the buff, so you basically have to kill almost everything, you will spawn 1 Void Mite to help when attacking towers. So it's basically like a mini ZZ Rod. At 6 stacks, the amount of Void Mites is increased to 2. Void Mites summoned by the player have the same stats as a melee minion, but a little less health and more move speed. Wow. And then Void Grubs despawn pretty early on, and then Herald comes. So cool. The first Void Grub taken per spawn group will count as an epic takedown reward for the first one you participate in killing. For example, Trogath can get 1 epic monster stack from the first Void Grub he kills in the first spawn group, and then 1 more if he kills a Void Grub that spawned in the second group. The Void Grubs that spawn at 5 minutes are the first spawn group, and once slain, the Void Grubs that replace them are the second one. Okay, cool. So you can't just like go back and keep eating them for free stacks, which would kind of be unfair and really abusable. But that's cool. So we don't really care about their stats. I'm not seeing anything too crazy. They have the same attack range as some ADs. That's cool. The Void Mites are a little lesser. That's cool. All right, cool. Now we have the new Rift Herald. So, similar to Baron, has more of an eldritch look to it. It's basically made up of a lot of different creatures with mouths, which is really cool. And now it has a giant little horn thing similar to Soraka. Very sexy. So Rift Herald is back, and they have a brand new Void Grub inspired look. This isn't just the surface level, because now you can ride her. So, if you're an allied champion summon the Rift Herald, one player can right-click the Herald to hop onto it. So if you've ever played any of the other game modes with the stupid battle sled, it's basically that. Right-clicking any direction while channeling onto Herald will allow the player to pick where Herald will start charging. While charging, players can steer the Rift Herald while she charges forward, so it's similar to Sign Ultimate, or like I said, the battle sled. The Rift Herald receives 1 use of charge when summoned, which is consumed as soon as the player hops into the Herald. In the event a nearby enemy tower inhibitor is destroyed, Herald will receive an additional charge. Wow, that's crazy. So the charge can last up to 14 seconds, and then it obviously ramps up. It's literally Sign Ult. Okay. The charge will end upon collision with a structure or terrain, so don't miss, reducing the Herald's health by 66% and ejecting the player in the opposite direction. In the event the Herald's charge hits a live tower, you're actually ejected way further back, which is really good. So, If you go through enemies, they will receive a little bit of true damage and be knocked airborne for potential Yasuo counterplay. If a player, or sorry, not counterplay, play off of. If a player steers the Rift Herald into an enemy structure, a bonus 2,000 damage will be dealt to the structure. So it's actually beneficial to actually ram it yourself. Void Mites will be spawned, and then they'll help too. So Rift Herald now has Baron's Gaze, which reduces damage taken from the last enemy attacked by 50%. So you can't kill it instantly, which is good, because I think Rift Herald was very hit or miss. It was very easily killable, especially if you used it too early. So that's really good that they can't kill it as fast, especially because it spawns later. The later something spawns, the more high value it should be. So it now gives you the Empowered Recall. Cool. So all allied champions actually get it, but only for one time. So it's similar to Baron, I think. So that's cool. Sharing gold is caring. So Rift Herald now grants any gold it gains from turrets playing to the player that summoned them. And so that's the old way. The new way is it gives it to all champions who helped get Rift Herald. That's actually really cool. And then upon expiring, the Eye of the Herald will auto-cast with no channel time and summon Rift Herald. Oh! If any of your champions currently dead, the Herald will spawn in your team's fountain. Oh my god, so no matter what, you will get the Herald. Wait, that's amazing. Holy shit. And then nothing's changed about the Herald, so that's cool, stat-wise. Okay, now we have the new blue and red buff and stuff. And Scuttle, too. So again, very Void Corally. So this one looks like a mix of centipedes and coral, similar to Bel'Veth's shit. Very Void-esque, which is very good. Again, you would think with all the Void stuff, it would be a Void event, but no. So let's see. Once Baron Nashor emerges onto the Rift at 20 minutes, the next blue Sentinel and red Bramble respawn will be Voidborn. Cool. And they'll have more health. Amazing. This transformation also comes with increased ability to make them harder to take down, but fret not because the extra effort is worth it. So once you kill them, now the entire team will get the buffs. Except if you're dead, which is really good. Blue and red are also getting some changes, thank God, because blue and red kind of sucked. So blue now gives... Wait, blue's worse. Okay, now it just gives 10 ability haste. Wow. Red now gives less max health regen. Wow, so it's getting equalized, but it's kind of suck-ass now. Excuse me. When the buffs become Voidborn, they no longer transfer to opponents. Oh. Mainly to prevent giant messes with everyone having buffs at the same time. Okay, so after 20 minutes, you can't kill the enemy to get the red or blue. Because they all have red or blue. Jesus Christ. So we also have a non-Void related update for our favorite Sentinel and Brambleback. So there's the Draconic Sentinel and Brambleback. These versions appear once the Elemental Rift is locked in as the second Drake is slain. So this is before 20, I'm assuming. Unlike their Voidborn counterparts, no respawn is required for the buff to become Draconic, so they just insta-get it. So upon death, Draconic Sentinels and Bramble will give the champion that slayed them a version of their respective buffs, and drop a duplicate at their original spawn location. So this is before 20 minutes if you want to share the buff with one person. So again, everyone's getting Ivern's passive. Cool. Or what it used to be. So only one buff will be shareable with allies when the other must be claimed by an allied champion with a jungle item in their inventory. So it's the same thing as live. Cool. Starting at 20 minutes, once slain, the Draconic Bramble will respawn as the Void counterparts. Cool. So blue and red buff are no longer tied to jungle item progression. Very nice. And then we have the Scuttler, which is more Void. So the Rift Scuttler rises again. She will now be Void Scuttler. And she will send out a massive Scryer's Bloom, so they'll reveal anything. Wow. And it's going to reduce the wards to 1 health. That's really good. So even more of a vision tool. I like it. I like how the game gets further. Things are getting more high value. I guess that's the way to say it. And now we have the different Barons. So the one on the right is basically the normal Baron. The one in the middle has another horn, again, similar to Soraka. And the one on the left has a weird little eyeball. So that's really cool. Would it really be a set of Void-related changes without Baron Nashor himself? It's crazy they updated Baron again, because I feel like Baron's old look, his like middle look, because this is the newest one. Baron has at this point gone through 3 iterations. The first one being the giant Bulba penis head that it used to have forever. The second one being the one from the trailer, A Twist of Fate, where it actually looks like a snake creature. And this is the third and newest one. So the second one, I feel like was still pretty good, but I'm surprised they changed it even more. But again, it looks very scary, very eldritch, very cool. So, it's been quite a while since Baron's last received a visual update, which I still think held up to now. let alone one with 3 new terrifying forms. Introducing them from left to right, we have the All-Seeing Baron, the one with the eye, the Hunting Baron, the one that's going to stab you with the horn, and the Territorial Baron, which is the normal one. And as you can see, they have like teeth everywhere as usual. So the Baron dance is one as old as time, but over the years the Baron fight has gone somewhat stale. I thought they meant the actual dance. I was like, what the fuck does Baron do? It doesn't dance. But anyway, with players hyper optimizing every aspect of it. Yeah, literally some junglers would solo it. It's also not aged well as our premier epic monster, the kind of monster that makes you say, wow, that's epic. Epic Games. Our goal here is to update Baron's visuals while freshening up the fight a bit using new terrain and spell set that takes a bit of new mastery and adaptability to the game. So they're just refreshing it like they are with everything. Cool. Each form of Baron will have a unique move at their disposal. So the Hunting Baron basically electrojaculates you with Mike Pence Lightning. So that's pretty cool. And that deals 15% of your current health. That's actually really strong. Holy shit. The All-Seeing Baron summons Rifts. Oh. And they deal magic damage and 50 damage. So, okay, so the All-Seeing Baron sucks, but it's high range. Okay, or long range. And then the Territorial Baron pulls you in. Cool. And then this is the stats. I don't really care about those. Very cool. So, and then every Baron has their own territory. So fighting around Baron has been essentially unchanged because it's a giant pit. So we thought it was time to add a little bit more interest to the fight, game to game. While Baron still is fun and interesting objective to have on the map, which is true, over time players have effectively solved how to take him down. I mean, you just hit him till he dies, basically. And where's the fun in that? This should help shake things up between games, so each time you play it, it'll be a little different and a little bit more of a challenge. The Hunting Baron is honestly the best one to me, but very cool, very cool. So the Hunting Baron pit is pretty much the same one. Wow, yeah. Then this one, which one is that one? The Territorial one? I think that's the Territorial one. So this one has a little bit of a barrier there, so that's cool. And then I like how they give little things here. It's easier to disengage. Okay. And then we have this one that looks like a giant cannon penis. So this one is for the All-Seeing Eye one. This one is very interesting. Wow. Pretty cool. I really like these. So terrain changes. Okay, this is the big one. This might not seem as big, and I often equate terrain changes to movement speed changes. Movement speed changes, a lot of people don't realize, are actually a very big deal. This is where terrain changes, I think, are pretty more obvious with how big a deal they are. But these also are a pretty big deal. So anyway, let's keep going. Let's see what's going on here. In case you missed it, we released a dev blog last year digging into these terrain changes. We recommend checking out the entire thing if you're curious about how we landed on these changes. I'm not. We've got a few different goals with the map changes this season. Now, this is where I might start to disagree with Riot, finally. At the highest level, our goal is to make lanes more fair across sides. So that, I think they're accomplishing. I think, again, they're equalizing the map. They're making it actually mirrored. Because top lane and bot lane were a little different from each other. Top lane was way longer. Bot lane was not as long. I feel like there's something crawling on my leg. What the fuck? Maybe it's Baron. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, so red and blue sides have very different advantages in lane with respect to how to gank them. That's true. How fights will play out, how you can posture against the brush or river. I feel like that was a skill thing, but yeah, it was different. But that could be an intended difference, essentially. These differences will still exist, but in lesser ways. For example, top lane red side won't feel nearly so exposed when pushing up, so you don't need to be safer laner to exist when the champ select gods put you red side. Cool. The second goal of the map change was specifically around solo lanes being a bit more protected from the jungle or roamers. Ganking as a primary early game output was just too strong in most cases. Very true. Each lane had a slightly different reason for their changes. However, let's take a quick dive into those. So, top side, looking pretty similar. So top lane is a constant push and pull between players wanting more influence and output. Okay, I feel like that's mid lane, but okay. Also being substantially less influenced by other roles. They're pretty much their own island. For most players, the lane simultaneously feels entirely at the mercy of your jungler or roaming support in higher skill levels, and also unable to do anything to win the game except with major leads. It's its own island. So with these changes, we're substantially reducing the ability for other lanes to affect top in the early game. So it's pretty much more pushing towards the island. It's not like the jungler won't be able to gank it also. Still watch out. We're also shifting top rush into a pixel in the center, so it's less side skewed and substantially more powerful when contested. Uh, oh, that's where the bush is. I didn't notice that. So the bush is right in the middle. I actually really like that a lot. Now I feel like the vision actually covers a bit more. You have a little bit more, I would say warning if someone comes from the tribe rush here. But aside from that, it looks pretty much the same. So let's see. Okay. This bush is close to an optimal warding position, and is less prone for ganking than before. Cool. So that's true. Also, an extension of the jungle offense was Rift Herald. More often than not, Rift Herald was dropped in top lane. Yeah, because it's right there. It's closest to her lair after all. And she absolutely destroys anything laning phase that might exist. What's a tower to a crab god? When I say that, I think of her god. Shelly regularly invalidated laning phases. That's very true, because the jungler would just get involved and tear down everything with the Herald, by destroying towers and adding giant influxes of gold to the specific laner, usually entirely at the jungler's whim. So basically, don't flame your junglers, which always get flamed anyway. We've seen that quite often both top laners are dissatisfied with lanes breaking apart this early. The behind player being put into the dumpster and the ahead player not having any more time to play with their lead. So play with their food, essentially. By pushing back the Rift Herald, we're intending to substantially reduce the volatility of late laning phase top lane experience. So basically, Rift Herald spawns after plating is gone. So dovetailing off the objective space, one of our goals with the new Void Grubs is that top laners will have a lot more agency in affecting the outcome of the early side than before. So if you're winning, you could just take a quick Void Grub, which is actually pretty cool. Or help your jungler take it. We're also making the topside objective more potent for team-wide success than previously, so that their team. Okay, we'll go more into Void Grubs down below. I thought we already did, but overall we're aiming to give top laners a lane more protected from outside influence, while making their lane more important for the team's overall chances of victory. So top laners are kind of like the pushing people, I guess, a little bit. Okay, mid. This is a pretty simple change, but the bushes are just a little bit more far back. However, now on the top side here, there is a thing directly into mid lane. Now, I don't know if Riot's going to change up what they said. They might not. Who knows, right? But this is where I believe this is going to make it easier for junglers to gank you. I don't know why Riot was saying it was harder when they literally have unfettered direct access to you immediately, right? Like before you could say they had to walk up, true, but this is even closer and it's direct. They don't have to have a dash or a jump or anything. They just come in, kill you, and get out. Granted, the tower's there, but the tower's always been there. I don't understand how this makes it safer for laners. Now, granted, if you're a laner, it does make it safer if you're running, right? If you're running from the jungler and you need the protection of the tower and you're in topside, sure, it does make it a bit safer. But it's like, aside from that, it also makes it easier for junglers to just come in and kill you. Like, if you're low, the jungler could just hop, not even hop in, walk in, one-shot you, and then that's it, you're good. But anyway, let's see what they're going to say here. Mid lane was a similar set of changes. Jesus Christ, this really is going to take me 2 hours. Similar set of changes for some slightly different goals. It is the lane with by far the most access for ganking. I feel like that's somewhat true, somewhat not. I feel like bot lane is the best lane for ganking. Top lane's pretty good too. I feel like mid lane is somewhat of the hardest because it's so short. Because it's so short, if the mid laner has any movement ability, and most mid laners usually do, it's actually really quick for them to just get onto tower and be safe. Like, I feel like ganking top lane and bot lane is so much better because it takes so long for them to get back to tower because the lanes are long. So if you catch them out, it's very easy. In mid lane, granted, you can do it from both sides, sure, but I feel like it's not that easy. I mean, granted, it is in the middle, so it's probably the most tried for, even though I don't think it is, but potentially it could be. But I just always think bot lane is the most priority because you could get 2 kills instead of 1, then top lane, then mid lane. Because again, bot and top, bot has 2 people, and bot and top are very long. Mid is so short that you're like in safety very quickly. Top lane, you're kind of stranded away from your tower if you get caught up. But anyway, let's see. So, and one thing we've noticed is that over the years, players have learned just how unsafe the lane is for a lot of our immobile champions without great self-peel, so they don't play those champions. The Zyras and Brands and Karthuses of League, well, first of all, Zyra shouldn't go mid. She usually goes support, and I've seen some sickos go her jungle. Brand, they pushed into the jungle somewhat, and in mid, kind of, but not really. And then Karthus is pretty much a jungler. So I don't know what they're talking about. Have felt like mid lane was no longer able to be their home, as it shouldn't be, with at least 2 of those. And as more and more high agency characters appeared and junglers learned just how easy it was to punish those immobile mages. The main goal here was to make mid substantially safer. So I agree pushing back these bushes does make that safer, but this little thing here does not make it safer. I don't know what this means. Well, it makes it safer half-half. It's easier to run away to, but it's also easier to get access to the laner. So, it's a flipped coin, I think. But anyway. So, let's see. Our main goal here was to make mid substantially safer. Opening up mid lane to be mage forward should give us a real role for the class again. Yeah, mages have been shut on for a long time. I often say how AD is bad. I think mages are right next to us. Although mages are better than us because they one-shot us, but mages also don't have it too good. But you know who's worse than both of those? Or I think on the same level as ADC, actually? It's fucking marksman. Or, sorry, it's assassins. Assassins are eating shit. But anyway, the goal is to not push all is not at all to push assassins out of this lane, just to make it more hospitable for mobile characters with respect to their ability to face junglers. They're still definitely gankable, but should be a bit less so than they currently are. Cool. The other main change for mid was to open up roam paths that are a little bit safer. I don't agree to that halfway. Each side will have a path players can roam along that requires putting themselves at substantially less risk to get to the river in respective lanes they're roaming to. We're pushing out the mid lane brush for the same reasons, fighting mid laners with about 20% more time after seeing an enemy before they can get into actionable range, giving substantially less power to early ganks and much more safety to those mobile characters. So I feel like this is really going to hurt immobile junglers too. Like, unless you really catch them out, which is fine, what the fuck is Master Yi going to do? Unless the laner can set something up, it's like, you're kind of just fucked. Mid lane, at its core, is a lane that requires some amount of roaming to support junglers or side lanes. Well, it should. In reality, sometimes it doesn't, but because players suck. In the current state of League, these mid laners who don't have the HC to safely roam feel invalidated by the role. Not true, it could also be a one-on-one role. I always took mid lane as the sweatiest role in League. Always. Altogether, I feel like that's misspelled, but I might be wrong. Altogether, our goal here is to lower the requirements to functional mid laners. Okay. So they just want to open up the lane to feel good for more people again. Particularly immobile mages. We are definitely not trying to push champions out of the role, though we will definitely be balancing to follow up here, especially since there are surely a number of high agency mages who will benefit a lot and be overbearing at the start. Cool. And finally, my lane, bot side. So we're getting direct access to the tower, but granted, it's just mirroring the top side now. Or, sorry, the bot side. Like, bot side always looked like this, now top side's going to look like this too. So it's cool. I think it's fine. And the bush is in the middle again, so that's cool too. Bot lane is getting a smaller set of changes visually, but we definitely still expect them to be quite impactful overall. Just like top lane, we're adding parity across the sides so that the entrances to the lane and brush positions are matched. Cool. These changes open up a new gank pathway through bottom and red jungle, which is the same thing they're doing in mid. I don't know why they didn't mention that for mid, even though it's the same exact thing. And are among our riskiest changes to the map, so this is where ADCs are probably going to cry. We're reducing gank potency elsewhere while nominally increasing at bot lane, as if bot lane wasn't the most, like, valuable lane to gank. It's so stupid. So we'll be watching this portion of the map very closely, because they're probably going to nerf ADs again, to ensure that it's reasonable and enjoyable, but not for the ADC. Red side bot lane is now particularly more vulnerable than before as opposed to blue side because it doesn't have the extra distance created from dragon pit walls to give it more time for responding to action on vision or even to slightly delay movement. Cool. So worse. This new gank pathway also doesn't allow for easy contesting of vision in its tri-bush because it's relatively easier access from the river. It's a difficult spot on the map for us to balance and one we'll look at closely, yeah, quote unquote. The center of the river brush should be more of a focal point to contest as compared to before. Deeper river control than the old brush, and it's a less skewed side. That's very true. So I do like how it's getting equalized, though. That's good. The bush change is very good. This bush should be substantially worse for ganking red side bot lane when unwarded. However, on live, the river bush gives nearly unfettered access to lane. As power is brought down to mitigate the concerns around gankability of red bots. Okay. This brush does not cover access to red tri-bush. Okay, cool. So it's not completely fucked for junglers. It's just fucked for ADCs. Nice. And then the jungle. It looks like they're just adding more bushes everywhere. We adjusted the geometry in the jungles to support these lane adjustments. They added a lot of new interest to Dragon and Baron. Cool. So it's relatively easy right now on live. Lace adjustments aim to shift away from the single choke point, focus upon multiple entries. So they're moving bushes around, which I think is a good idea. There's no more bush right here, which is good. It's now over here, which I think gives the top side of the map more of an advantage, if anything. I don't think that's a little fair. It seems like there's so many bushes top side of the map that it really benefits that side. I forgot what side that is, but that side is like very much stronger than the bot side now, which kind of doesn't make sense with what Riot's been doing. But anyway, let's see the latest adjustments. That's red side. Yeah, so red side I feel like is a lot more powerful now when it comes to just doing dragons, because there's so many places you could hide that blue side has to watch out for now. And blue side essentially is walking into nothing because they have to go here. Like blue side has to go near these bushes where red side could just be hiding and jump them, like they did Mahito in season 1 of the hit series JJK. Anyway, so let's see what they're doing. The latest adjustments shift away from a single choke point and focus on combat on multiple entries. So you're playing fucking Five Nights at Freddy's Jump Scare Edition in the jungle, if you're blue side. As well as generally overall how these fights play out, as the space is quite solved and players are very used to this macro. Yeah, right. No, they're not. Contesting should be a little bit more equal across sides. No, it's not, as it currently tends to advantage the team who can comfortably engage and escape from an objective. Not true. These adjustments, as noted above, also do help roaming quite a bit, as there's a safer secondary path for both teams that doesn't involve any jungle movement. All in all, our goal is that junglers should have a harder time ganking, which they somewhat do, especially early, but shouldn't feel like they have no more agency over the game. So they really are smacking jungle. Also makes blue jungle more dangerous for red, if you think about it. Less cover. Yeah, it definitely does. Yeah. Infernal terrain changes. Oh, so this was the biggest thing. I completely forgot about this. I don't know why. Red still wins though overall. Yeah. I don't know why the fuck they love Infernal Dragon. I mean, I'm not really saying this is a bad thing. I'm just more confused. I'm confused why the fuck they're providing so much priority to Infernal stuff. But I'm not going to question it because I actually really like the change. So, what are they doing? So they already have the other map changes. They have ocean, earth, wind, whatever, right? And those changes are okay. I would say earth was the biggest one to the map overall, obviously, because it actually changed terrain there. But now with the map changing, they probably nerfed it, and they're going to go into it a little bit. But Infernal probably got the biggest glow up ever. So, given the terrain changes introduced in 14.1, we also need to adjust some drakes so that they'll pair nicely with this. This includes moving a few small walls and brushes for mountain and ocean. Where's the Cloud Dragon buff? Yeah, I wish. Cloud Best Dragon, Ocean Best Dragon of me. Excuse me. Whew. So, Infernal Cinders spawn randomly on the map in small groups, with the higher likelihood of spawning towards the losing team. So it's reminding me of Bard Chimes right now. Picking up a naturally spawned Infernal Cinder grants a small burst of movement speed and grants an Infernal Cinder stack. So Infernal Cinder stacks grant 0.3 ability haste per stack, and on death, you can have at least 5. So it's somewhat similar to a Magi's. Wow. Dropped on the ground, and the rest being destroyed. Cinders dropped from players' death do not grant the burst of move speed upon being picked up. So you can basically kill people and steal their shit, and possibly wrap. Infernal Rift will no longer destroy any walls on the rift. Cool. So they probably didn't like all their work getting ruined by Infernal. Nice. So Infernal's pretty cool. So you could probably infinite stack these. I mean, granted, if you don't die, you're gonna... It's not a lot of ability haste, but it's gonna be enough to matter. It's actually crazy, with some of the remainder being dropped on the ground. But if you kill someone with a lot of these stacks, you could steal a lot of shit. That's crazy. So, want to experiment with these changes after considering player feedback about the Infernal Rift being the least interesting in terms of gameplay. Yeah, because it just gave you damage. Our goal is that this will help create more interesting map states beyond just terrain changes. Yeah, you're having a little bounty system now. We'll keep a close eye on how these changes land and how players like them. This is like just reminding me of how fucking Chemtech just got completely removed for like half a year. Okay, finally, we're done with all the map shit. I'm gonna get scared when we get to the items. The items are like gonna be fucking us, but let's see this shit. So, Hui. As I said before, I was really excited about Hui. I feel like Hui landed flat on his face, and Hui fucking sucks. I thought he was gonna be a big damage dealer nuker. I was completely wrong, and he is a twink. And Jin should be ashamed that Hui follows him at all. So what are they doing? As players are still learning Hui, I mean, that's true. It could be another Briar situation, but I just feel like overall Hui is really weak. Briar's, was, because they nerfed her into the ground too. Briar was very strong, it's just she was very unpredictable. She had the strength there, but it was just hard to use. I don't feel like Hui has the numbers to be good. Like the cooldowns and stuff and what his abilities can do, aside from the QW, which I don't want to get too far into because no one really even knows Hui, similar to Aphelios. But Hui basically had one real ability that I think actually mattered. And to use it, you have to get a lot of setup or land it, which is really hard. And it's like, what the fuck? Hui is too difficult for the amount of stuff you get out of him, which is not enough. Too high of a bar, not enough of a squad and produce, if you know what I mean. But anyway, we're giving a small bump to the power primarily for the sake of Hui's teammates, who are on the receiving end of a fairly low win rate. Long term, we think Hui is probably in a very good spot or maybe a little too powerful. I think they're on fucking drugs. But we're tuning him for January, not June. We'll continue to monitor his performance and make adjustments as needed. I'm actually very curious. Let me see Hui's win rate right now. GG. Let me take a look here. Let me take a look at the tier list. Let's see mid. So Hui is currently sitting at the worst win rate in the role. He is the worst mid laner in the game. He has a 41% win rate, which is the lowest. The next person is Azir. Now, granted, as more people learn the champion, the win rate will probably go up, but it's been a while now since he's been out. I think this is not a Briar situation. I think this is the character sucks situation. Now, granted, maybe he's going to be a character only good for pro play. That could very well be the case. But if that is the case, look at what happened to Zeri. We literally have the creator of Zeri, Riot August, I believe, saying he regrets that champion, he never wants to do it again, and like how like sorry he is, which is ironic. But again, I don't think this is going to be a Zeri situation. I don't think this is going to be a Briar situation. I just think he needs an honest goodness buff. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. I think he sucks dick. He's not the fantasy you think he is. He has a lot of utility, but you don't want utility, and his utility sucks cock. All of his W abilities like suck major fucking penis for the most part. Maybe the pro players can use him well. I don't really know. I don't like him. I was very upset by him. Hopefully the next champion they release, which is the little dragon Cinder, who is an ADC, will pique my fantasy, but he looks kind of mid. He looks kind of whatever. But anyway, I don't think this is enough. Hui sucks. Still. Holy fuck, man. There's so much reading. Oh, was that all the champion changes? No way. Wow. Oh my god, so the rest of this is just going to be the items. Oh, good lordy loohoo. Oh my god. Okay, so jungle damage adjustment. So while the Summoner's Rift map update making ganking generally more difficult, we want to make sure that champions who relied on ganking now have a strong fallback pattern of farming. If only we still had Feral Flare or Devourer in the game. I'm sad. Excuse me. I'm sad that they removed those. For a long time now, the jungle has been basically prioritizing ganking junglers. Farming junglers don't really have a place in it. Like, Bel'Veth is pretty much a farming jungler. Yeah, you have to gank on her, but she would love more than anything to farm. Old Warwick loved it too, but that's more because of the items, not because of the kit. But, I'm really sad that they basically eliminated farming junglers from the game for a long time now. And I don't think they're truly back until they add a stacking jungle item for farming, until they make farming even more powerful. But I still think it's probably going to be a ganking meta. But let's see, because they did make ganking harder. But maybe that just equalizes things. But again, let's take a look. So, we're adjusting the damage contribution of jungle pets in order to close the gap between very fast clears like Graves or Karthus and slow clears like pretty much every tank. So the percentage bonus damage from pets does not work on epic monsters, so a new cap has been added against epic monsters that roughly match. Okay, I don't care. As with all the changes, it's hard to get a perfect read on every single possible jungler, and they're going to probably adjust it as time goes on. We'll make sure to revisit these numbers. Okay, I was right. But these changes to overall be a buff to mid-game clears for all champions who are otherwise too slow. So champion bonus damage is going down. Pets damage is... Like, Jesus Christ, do I need to be a fucking mathematician for this? What is this? It's going up, I think. And then pet damage per second versus epic monsters. Cool. So I'm assuming just pets do more damage. I think. Over time. Not initially. I don't know. Fuck the jungle. I hate jungle. Anyway, as of patch 14.1, I wish I had some champagne or something, even though I don't drink right now. We are officially retiring mythic items from League. Thank God. And you know what the sad part is? I actually never had an issue with this until they removed, or until they added IE as a mythic item. As long as you could build IE with any build, I was fine with it. I didn't really care. But once they took that away, I was like, okay, I hate mythics. Mythics are done. No longer my best friend. So they removed it. Now they're going back to the old system where it's just items. You can build whatever the fuck you want. Cool. So if you're curious about why we're removing mythic items, I'd recommend checking out this quick gameplay thoughts here, which I probably reacted to in the past. Or if you're more interested in some of the thinking and goals, you can check out that, which I probably reacted to as well. To summarize, our main goal is to reduce the power of the items that were previously mythic by converting them to legendary, which, while making X mythic items less powerful, will allow for each champion's unique gameplay to shine. AKA, people will probably have one build that they're just going to abuse until it gets nerfed. Additionally, we want to ensure that each class is properly supported, like having assassins be clearly early game skewed, or giving mages better gold scaling, and to make each spell cast feel more important to players by lowering the overall amount of haste, because that was a big issue. Everything gave haste for mages. We've got a lot of item descriptions to cover below, so see you on the other side. Note, all mythic item passives have been removed, so no longer do you get stacking passives for building more legendary. So, Jesus Christ. Mage items. I'm probably going to try and rapid fire these. I don't know if I want to go too far into them, except for the ADC ones. Those I'll probably go fully into. I'm going to spread those wide. So the following items have been removed. Shattered Queen Crown, which is the pussy item. Everfrost, which barely anyone used except good people. Leeching Leer, which only some people top lane used. Demonic Embrace, which I'm actually sad. I actually really like that item. And Stopwatch, perfectly timed stopwatch. Thank the good Lord that item was so fucking toxic and annoying. Thank God. So, Riftmacher, what are they doing? Free checking in combat. So it's basically doing the same thing. And then now instead of the passive, which you got before, which gave you more Omnivamp, now you're getting 2% of your bonus health as ability power, which I think was the thing on Demonic Embrace. But anyway, Omnivamp heals you for a percentage of damage you deal with reduced effect. Omnivamp heals you for the full amount with pet or AoE damage. Wow. So you literally just get... Wait, where's the Omnivamp? Wait. This item doesn't have Omnivamp. Does it? I don't see any Omnivamp on here. Deal 2% bonus damage. Wow. Oh no, at max stacks you get the Omnivamp. Wow. Okay. So you really don't have Omnivamp usually with this item. So this item is a lot less safe now. Wow, that's crazy. So I think Riftmaker is obviously worse, but it's no longer mythic, so that makes sense. So, we have a new item here. Malignance, which is what they pair up with Cancer. So what does this do? So 80 AP, 20 haste, 600 mana. Scorn, gain 20 ability haste for your ultimate. So if you want to spam ulti, this is good. This is probably going to be good on Syndra, Veigar, anyone who wants to use their ult. That's not it. There's Hate Fog. Wow. Whenever you damage an enemy champion with your ultimate, burn the ground beneath them, dealing 60 plus 6% AP magic damage every second, reducing their magic resistance by 1 per user level for as long as they're on the burning ground. Radius increases based on damage done. The maximum radius of 550. Wow, that's actually really cool. Holy shit. That's really nice, actually. Wow, you create a little burn AoE area. So, I wonder if on brand, this would be kind of broken. Because I don't see any cooldown on this. So, if every bounce of Brand's ult hits someone, will it create a little, like, zone on the bottom of them? That's kind of stupid. Wow. Then we have Luden's Companion, which looks like a fucking Glock. This reminds me of Hextech Gunblade. So what are they doing? And look, it goes from Hextech Alternator. So 90 AP, which is on the higher side. 20 haste, 600 mana. Gain a shot charge every 3 seconds up to a maximum of 6. Fire damaging an ability consumes all shot charges, deal an additional 40 magic damage to the target and 1 additional nearby target per charge. If there are insufficient targets in range for each remaining shot, repeat the damage on the target dealing 35% of it. Wow. Wow. That's actually crazy. What? Wait, so does it have to be a champion? Or can it be minions? Oh my god, this is like the actual AP static Shiv. What the fuck? To the target at 1 additional nearby target. So this not only helps for AoE, it also helps for solo. Bro, this is crazy. Mages are getting a huge glow up. They better fucking do ADs right. Dude, holy shit, I kind of want to play mages now. Okay, Storm Surge. So this one gives 100 AP, 10 pen, 5 move speed, and then what does this do? Dealing 35% of a champion's maximum health within 3 seconds applies Storm Surge to them and grants the user 25 move speed. Okay. After 2 seconds, Storm Surge strikes the target with a lightning. Oh my god. If they die to the lightning or before the lightning strikes, it detonates immediately in a large area around them and you gain 30 gold. That's insane. Dude, these items are wild. So if you get Storm Surge and you get Luden's Companion, right? And Malignance, you're just going to be doing like all this fucking AoE. Dude, what is going on? Mages are crazy. What the fuck? I really want to play Veigar with these now, especially Veigar support. And to kind of spoil a little bit of the future suppress, I heard they were updating support items too, which I'm very excited about. But let's keep going. Storm Surge. Or sorry, not Storm Surge. Rocket Belt. I think this is probably one of the most boring items in League. I hate this item. I never build it. Because I never use the characters that need it. But anyway, Rocket Belt is basically same thing. Cool. Haunting Guys. So this is the component for Liandry's. What are they doing to this? Reach second in combat with enemy champions, deal 2% bonus damage. Okay, cool. Hextech Alternator. I'm not going to go over these little ones. I'm only going to go over the big ones. So, Liandry's. 90 AP, 300 health. So, it still has the burn. Each second in combat with enemy champions, gain 2% bonus damage, and then... So they're basically just giving the bonus damage back. Up to 6%. Cool. So same shit. Nice. Horizon Focus. Are they changing this at all? When you deal damage with abilities, reveal them, deal 10% increase to them. When revealing an enemy with Hypershot, reveal all other champions around them. Wow. So it's slightly better than before, I feel like. Cool. Seekers, no one cares. Oh, wait a minute. No, I care. I just read it. Hold on. So, now, instead of giving stacking armor, which I don't know why it did, it's one of the few component items that was actually really strong, I feel like. It now has stasis. So it now basically has what Stopwatch did. But now with stats. So that's not good. Users taking other actions this time transforms into Shattered Arm Guard on use. So instead of just removing Stopwatch, they just added it into Seekers. Now, granted, as long as you can't get Stopwatch from a rune, from the runes, or sorry, keystones, whatever the fuck it's called, then that's fine. The fact that you have to buy this, I'm sad it's still in the game, but that's fine. I don't know why they would put it in so early, but it's okay. Then we have Crypt Bloom. What is this? So, 60 AP, 10 haste, 30% magic pen. My god. Whenever you get to take down an enemy champion within 3 seconds, create a healing nova on their location that heals allies. So I definitely feel like this is a support item. You would not be getting this, even though it has a lot of magic pen. Damn, so a lot of mages work off of like killing you or ulting now. That's actually wild. You can create a damaging zone that like reduces their MR. You could create a healing zone. You could create a lot of shit. You have AoE. Like, what the flying fuck? This is actually crazy. You have AoE damage from, like, the lightning shit. You have AoE damage from the malignance. Dude, mages are actually crazy. This is wild. But yeah, this definitely looks like something a support would build as well. Potentially. So, Shadow Flame. Shadow Flame is doing a lot of damage at 120 AP. My god. Magic damage and true damage critically strikes enemies below 35% health, dealing 20% increased damage. Increase to 30% increased damage for damage over time and pet effects. Holy shit, Shadow Flame is actually good now. Wow. I didn't really like the old Shadow Flame's effect. If they had a shield, it was good. It had its place. I definitely feel like it did have its place. However, I feel like you bought it just because you wanted pen and it gave a lot of damage. Now it has pen, gives a lot of damage, and is even better, which is wild. This is actually crazy. So now, like, the best damaging mage items are Shadow Flame, Horizon Focus sometimes, fucking Storm Surge, Luden's Companion is probably my favorite one so far, and then Malignance. No wonder Cowsep got one shot by a TF. Holy shit, these are fucking crazy. Also, what Elijah sent me? Cord. No. Okay, anyway. What do we have next? So next we have Amptome getting buffed because it's cheaper, which I don't know why it was ever 435, but maybe there's some weird math that goes into the power. But let me also tell Ledger why. Patch. There we go. So Amptome is better. Blasting Wand costs a lot more. Holy shit, but it gives a lot more too. I didn't think Blasting Wand was this weak. I thought Blasting Wand always costed this much. What the fuck? This is probably a mistake. There's no way. Blasting Wand, they just copied the thing from Amptome. What? This is not true. And then Needlessly Large Rod is giving more. So they're really hard buffing mages. Holy shit. So Zanya's is going up. Zanya's is giving a lot more AP, some more armor, no haste, and stasis. Cool. Banshee's is getting a huge cost increase at the expense of adding more AP, which is really good, giving more MR, no haste. Excuse me. And now it's actually getting a buff to the shield because the shield doesn't take 45 seconds, which it used to, and now takes 30. Wow. That's crazy. Pretty good though. Damn, so a lot of these mage items are giving a lot of damage, but there's definitely defensive options like Zanya's and Banshees, but you're not losing out on damage with them. That's actually fucking wild. Verdant Barrier, wow, this is going high in cost. Holy shit. It's giving a lot more though. Wait, and this gives a spell shield too? Holy shit. Wow. Archangels. Oh shit, what are they doing Archangels? So AP is going up, haste is going up. Wow. Mana's going up, and then the passive is the same. And then it transforms to Seraph. So pretty much everything's the same except for slight stat increases. But now Seraph does not give health anymore, which is sad. But it's basically the same shit. Okay, cool. So Rabadons. What does Rabadons do? They gotta mega buff this. There's no way. So Rabadons is still the same cost-wise, still the same build-wise. Gives even more AP, but now gives slightly less AP scaling to the other items, for the pure fact that everything gives a lot more. So I actually think that's pretty fair. Void Staff. So we have a couple of other items that give Magic Pen, so I'm curious to what they do here. So Void Staff is getting a slight bump in cost, more AP, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so Void Staff is still the same shit. Damn, dude, now there's actually a lot of magic items where it's like, fuck. Like, which one do you build? This is actually crazy. The Rod of Ages is actually going down in cost. Holy shit. I feel like anyone who builds Rod is just going to be nerfed from this. Because a lot of those other items are not going to be used by Rod people. Because the people who use Rod want to be, like, healthy. They do damage too. They want to do damage. But they want to be also pretty healthy. And a lot of the other items don't really give health like that. I mean, what's it called? Rylai's hopefully still does. Unless they changed it. But we'll see. So the total cost goes down. So the AP goes down. The health goes down. The mana goes down. Jesus Christ. This is just overall worse. What the fuck? Damn. And then they removed the bonus move speed. That's actually wild. Anyway. Catalyst, I don't care. Lichbane. Okay, Lichbane, I feel like no one uses this item. They need to giga buff this item. No one uses this shit. Even though all the other items are probably going to overshadow it. But let's see. The only people who use this are like Kassadin. So, it's going up in cost. It's going up in AP, which is not bad. Still has the haste. Still has the move speed. And then now, Spellblade now grants 50% attack speed while available. So does that just mean for one auto? That's weird. I mean, I would take that as more quality of life. When I looked at that, I was like, no way it gives you 50% attack speed. But if it's just for the one auto, I guess it's fine. It's definitely a quality of life change if I'm understanding it correctly. But Lichbane's not bad. I could see definitely Kale using it under some circumstances. Kassadin, maybe. Not really anyone else. Maybe Azir? Possibly. I don't even know. Dude, there's so much new mage shit. I'm actually scared, like, what mages are going to do to people now. Now, I think it's going to be the era where ADCs have to find a rock, go under it, and cower in fear. Unless they go crazy with the ADC items, I'm actually scared as fucking shit. Like, I'm actually very fucking scared, man. I don't know. This is fucking scary. Anyway, Nashers. So Nashers is going down in cost, lowering the AP. The haste is fine. The attack speed is fine. And everything else is fine. So it's literally just getting nerfed. Wow. Morello is going way down in cost. Holy shit. So it's still giving 90 AP. So this is a very gold efficient item. It's giving 90 AP, some haste, no more pen, no more health, and it's still basically used for magic pen, or sorry, not magic pen, anti-heal. Wow. Very gold efficient. Very, very gold efficient. I can very much see supports getting this now. Even more. Holy shit, okay, that's all the mage items. So just to kind of recap, I think mages, unless something else surprised me, mages probably are eating the most from this thing. I might have to play mid lane more. I'm actually shocked. I am absolutely shocked at these items here. Storm Surge, Ludens, especially Ludens, Malignance. Like, I want to play Vagar, I want to play TF, I want to play Aesol with these new shits. And it's sad because Aesol is a Rod user, I believe. But now you might build some other shit on Aesol. You might build the Lightning the Storm Surge. This is actually crazy. Mages, big fucking glow up. Gigantic fucking glow up. But anyway, now we get into the next stage of people, which are fighter and diver items. So what are they doing? They removed Gore Drinker, thank God. Divine Sunderer, I'm really sad about that. Silvermere Dawn, which almost no one used, and Iron Spike Whip, which I'm more in the middle with that one. So Hullbreaker for some reason is still staying, crazily enough. So what are they doing? This wasn't a mythic, but it pretty much was with how much influence and effect it had on the game, in my opinion. So everything is pretty much looking similar, but now it has a passive. What is this passive? Every 5th basic attack against a champion and epic monster deals... Oh my god. It deals a good amount of extra damage. Wow. And then this is increased by 400% to the tower. Holy shit. Nearby allied siege and superminions gain... whatever the fuck, you know, bonus armor and MR based on level. Bonus armor. Oh my god. Holy shit. Wow. Wow. This is insane. So now you don't even need to be alone to get Hullbreaker's thing. You could be with people. This is just to fucking run down towers. So this on top of the Void Grubs, on top of Shelly, structures are not safe anymore. Holy Jesus. Okay, I like this. I really like this. I'm about to play Yorick again. Blade, even though this should be in the ADC section, whatever. So, what is this called? Fighter and Diver. I do not feel like this is a fighter, but it could be. It honestly could be. So, what are they doing with Blade? 40 AD, 25 attack speed, lifesteal, miss edge, and then your first basic attack against an enemy champion slows them. Wow. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So I don't think it has the 3-hit passive anymore, where if you hit them 3 times, you steal their move speed. Now it's very more front-loaded. Excuse me. It's very more front-loaded to just slow them initially, which I think is very strong. Wow. That's, I think, better than the other thing. Now, granted, the movement speed steal could have been better if the enemy was very fast. But aside from niche situations where you're fighting a Rammus or a Hecarim or something, or maybe Quinn, maybe, I think this is just overall better for Blade. This is really good. Holy shit. Phage, we don't care about, and looking it over, it really doesn't matter. Eclipse. Okay, here we go. I would count Eclipse as more of a assassin item, but okay. So, hitting a champion with 2 separate attacks deals bonus physical max health and grants you a shield. It's the same shit. Cool. Spear of Shojin, the item that barely anyone uses except maybe Jax. What are they doing? Your non-ultimate spells gain 15 ability haste. Spell hits grant stacks. Your spells deal 3% increased damage for each stack. If that's uncapped, that's kind of broken. But I'm pretty sure it's capped. But not bad. So this is for laners who are more like caster ADCs who just sling spells out. So again, it's probably going to be used on Jax. Maybe someone else, but I don't really know. Ravenous Hydra. I heard they are putting back the active on this, which if they are, I'm going to be a little sad. But let's see. So 70 AD, 20 haste, lifesteal, and yep, it has its active again. So now you get to do that, and the cleave is still there, so cool. It's literally old Ravenous. I don't know why they brought it back, but they did. Cool. Titanic. So Titanic is the same thing. It has an active now, and the passive is pretty much the same. Nice. Okay, yeah, same shit, except the active is back. Nice. Tiamat, same shit. The active is back. These are all components, so I don't care. Stridebreaker. I wonder what they're doing with this shit. So, pretty much Garen, Darius. I don't really know who else builds it, but Garen and Darius definitely build this shit. So, what are they doing? So, it still gives attack speed, so it's still favorable to Garen. And then the active now slows nearby enemies and grants move speed per champion hit. Wow, that's a lot better than I think the old one. The old one just slowed. And then Temper, dealing physical damage grants 20 bonus move speed for 2 seconds. Wow, so you are really going to stick on people with this. That's not bad. Not as exciting as the mage items, but not bad. Experimental Hex Plate. What the fuck is this? The fucking item almost looks like fucking Bondrew's head from the hit series Made in the Abyss. Made in Abyss, sorry. So it gives 55 AD, more attack speed, so Garen might build this too. Gain 30 ultimate ability haste. Oh, Jax is probably going to build this too. Wow. After casting your ultimate, gain 35 attack speed and 15% bonus move speed. Okay, I could see Jax building this. I could see Yi building this. This is a pretty decent item. Not bad. Holy shit. Sundered Sky. That is an epic-ass name. What are they doing with this? What is this? 55 AD, 300 health, some haste, and then the first attack against the champion will critically strike and heal you for 140% plus 6% of your missing health. Wow. That's basically Rel's Lance, now that I think about it. Holy shit. Wow. Okay. I could definitely see Nasus getting this. Holy shit. If he wants to do some damage. Wow, this is definitely interesting. So you have more sustain. Holy shit. Then you have Tunneler. Holy shit, what the fuck? Okay, so that's a component, that's fine. Still Sigil, fine. Wit's End. Oh god, no. Once I see the cost go down, I'm assuming they're nerfing it. So what are they doing? The attack speed's going up, which is good. The MR's going up, which is good. They're taking away all of the damage. Holy shit. But now they're giving it tenacity. What the fuck? So then attacks apply on hit and grant the user move speed. So now they just grant on hit. No more move speed. This item I think is overall worse. The tenacity is a nice little thing, but almost no item gives tenacity aside from Merc Treads, ironically enough. But and some select runes. But wow, I don't know how I feel about this. This item is going to be way less effective on a lot of people. Yi, Kale, Kog'Maw, even though Kog'Maw's still going to build it. I mean, it's very good against AP teams, and especially now it helps Kog'Maw, especially because the tenacity is really good. You're really building this, or you should be building this to counter magic, and with all the new items for mages, it really is needed. But goddamn, I don't know why they took away the AD. That's a little sad. I think this is overall a little bit worse. The tenacity might be worth it though, but I'm not sure. Trinity. What are they doing with Trinity? So increased AD. The gold is still 3333, which is hilarious. Attack speed is the same. Haste is the same. Spellblade is the same. But now there's a new passive. So we have attacking a unit grants 20 move speed for 2 seconds. And then the old passive was removed, so now it's not going to do more damage, which is sad. Wow. I think this is overall worse. I actually like the old passive better. Shit. Cleaver. So Cleaver's going down in gold, up in AD, down in haste. And now the passive, which is the important part here, is going to reduce their armor by 4%, stacking up to 6 times. So it's slightly less armor stress. So Cleaver is slightly worse. There's no longer a movement speed correlation between rage and number of carve stacks acquired. Wow. So yeah, this item's just worse. Damn. Holy shit. Yeah, the mage items definitely are the best so far. I don't know about the fighter items yet, but they're not bad, especially some of the new items, but a lot of the existing items I feel like just got crapped on. Let's see what they're doing to Sterix. So Sterix, lower health, now has more tenacity, so that's okay. So if you build this and Wit's End on Yi, you have a lot of fucking tenacity. Tanky might be pretty good again. Gain bonus damage equal to 50% base attack damage, okay. And then now it's going to 30 health, 80% bonus health. Oh my god. So it no longer gives you tenacity on the shield part because it's just in the item. That's pretty cool. I think Sterix is just better overall then. Okay, cool. So overall, looking at all the fighter items, quote unquote, I don't know why the Tiamat stuff got its active back, but whatever, more skill expression and technically more damage, because that is another damage opportunity now that you didn't have before. So it's literally just extra free damage, but I hate actives, but it is better. Hullbreaker is very good. Blade, I think, is better. Eclipse is whatever. Spear is decent. And then Shredbreaker is better. Hexplate's okay, but it's new. Sundered is pretty cool. That's pretty much it. Everything else I think kind of just got a little bit worse, besides Starks. So still definitely mage items on top. So now we go into tank and support tank items. So the following items have been removed. Turbo Chem Tank. Cool, I feel like no one used that really. Radiant Virtue. I hated that item. I've never built it. I never wanted to. I think the item was dumb. I didn't like the stats it provided. And you only used it for the passive, and it was so stupid. I hated it. It was dumb. Gargoyles, barely anyone built, and I didn't like the stats on it anyway, so that's fine. Aegis of Legion, I actually liked. Even Shroud, I also liked. Why did they put Radiant Virtue again? What the fuck? And Lifeball Pendant. Okay, interesting. So, I don't know why they put that twice, but similar to me, they make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We're all human. So, what are we doing? What are the new items? Hollow Radiance. So, this is pretty cheap because it's a support item. 600 health, 40 MR, health regen, and it has Immolate. Okay, so it's basically Sunfires. And now, killing an enemy, non-ward, non-structured, deals 20%, deal 20 plus bonus health of your max health, magic damage, and area around them. So this is basically for, I guess, engaged supports who are kind of just all on top of the enemy. But it's also good against magic, specifically, which is interesting. But okay, I mean, that's not bad. Not crazy, but not bad. Unending Despair. What an item name. For a support item, no less. So, this gives health, armor, haste, and while in combat with enemy champions, every 7 seconds deal 30 to 50. Wait. Oh, these are tank and support tank. So, this actually could be used by top laners, I guess. If you're against AP, it's probably really good. I don't understand why they put an Immolate on it, though. Or not put Immolate on it. My mind is unraveling from doing this for so long. But yeah, I don't know why Immolate's on, but anyway, that could be a tank item. So, Unending Despair. While in combat, every 7 seconds deal 30 to 50 damage plus bonus health to nearby enemy champions within 650 units, healing for some of the damage done. So this, on top of this, you're going to be doing a lot of AoE damage. And one thing I forgot to mention, I've seen mages go crazy. I've seen some clips of mages with the new items go crazy. I've also seen tanks be fucking stupid. I saw a Mundo run around, and I used to do this against bad players. Like us, especially bad players, where I would just run around on Mundo, and this is old Mundo. I would activate my fire, I would have Sunfires, and I would just burn them to death without touching them. This seems like that on roids. Holy shit. This is actually really cool. Holy fuck. Okay, then we have Chaonic Rookern. Chaonic. Not Chaonic. Chaonic. Chaonic Rookern. What the fuck is this? Okay, another magic item because it gives MR. Health regen. And then Mage Bane. After not taking damage from champions for 12 seconds, gain a magic shield for 20% of your max health. I could see Galio building this, even though Galio's somewhat enticed to build AP. Okay, so a lot of stuff just against AP stuff right now. Holy shit. This is not bad. This is a really good tank item against AP. Holy shit. Heartsteel! Okay, I'm curious to what they do with this, because I really like this item. Excuse me. I love infinite stacking, and this stacks health, and this could stack well with Sign. So I wonder if it's still going to be good with Sign, but let's see. So, we got health regen, and now the passive. Charge up a powerful attack against a champion over 3 seconds. The charge attack deals 100 plus 10% health from items, bonus physical damage, and grants you 12% of that value as permanent max health 30-second cooldown. For each 100 maximum health gain, 3% increase size up to 30%. That's not bad. Holy shit. Very interesting, and still very good. I like this. I think it's somewhat better, if nothing else. Aside from the passive getting removed, I think it's somewhat better than the old Heartsteel. This is not bad. It's still good. Trailblazer, formerly known as Speed with Friends. What the fuck item is this? What? Huh? Okay. So, health, armor, move speed. While moving, build up 20% bonus move speed. A maximum stacks leave a trail that raises allies champions' move speed by 15% of yours. Your next attack discharges... So this is basically Deadman's. Huh. Yeah, it's legitimately Deadman's. Wow. Interesting. I don't know why it was formerly known as Speed with Friends. Unless that was like an internal name. That might have been an internal name. That's pretty interesting. So it's just better Deadman's because it's a lot cheaper. I don't know the stats. Is Deadman still in the game actually? Did they remove Deadman's? So instead of Radiant Virtue being twice, they might have meant to put Dead Man's, but I'm not too sure. And I don't know what the fuck Life Well Pendant is. There's a lot of mistakes in this patch note. But granted, it is a big one. I'm not holding it against them. Okay, so Zeke's Convergence. So this is hella support item. Look at the cost. The cost is shit. So let's see how it compares to old Zeke's from what I remember. So when you cast your ultimate, gain an Ice Storm around you. The Ice Storm deals 50 magic damage per second to those enemies. Wow, so it's way less of a attaching item. It's more of a solo item now. I actually really miss the Days of Ardent meta, obviously, because I'm an ADC main. But old Zeke's, and I forgot there was another one. There's another item that you can attach to people, aside from Knight's Vow, but I might be misremembering. But I actually like old Zeke's better. I think old Zeke's did a lot more stuff. This one is basically for tank engages. It's not bad, but I definitely think it's worse than the old Zeke's. Holy shit. Wait. Locket of the Iron Solari. Wait a minute. Oh, yeah, no, they removed Aegis. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So Locket, obviously a support item. What are they doing? So they removed the passive that grants nearby allies armor and MR, which is sad, but they still have the shield. So this is overall kind of worse. And they took off some haste. Wow. Warmogs. So Warmogs costs more, so I'm assuming they're buffing it. The health is going down. The regen is the same. Now you have a little bit of move speed. And now, if you have at least 1,300 bonus health, so they're nerfing the amount you need, because you need more, and gain 10% move speed? Wow. It's a little bit of a trade-off, but I do think Warmogs is better. You need a little bit more, but you're getting a lot more move speed from this. You're essentially getting 15% if you fulfill all the conditions, which is weird, but fuck it, I'll take it. Cool. Very nice. Jack shows the Protean. I feel like this item is sort of a bait. I feel like you have enough armor and MR in general to where it's diminishing returns when it comes to the formula in League. The more armor and MR you get, the less you get out of it. So I feel like getting this item was always a little bit of a bait, especially if you were going tank. But the biggest drawing point, I guess, was the passive on it that like sucked everyone's health around you when it reached max stacks. But I really feel like it wasn't even that strong either. I really didn't like Jack shows that much. But what are they doing? They are reducing the health, increasing the armor, increasing the MR, removing the haste, thank God. And then for each second in combat, gain a stack up to 5, and max stacks become empowered, increasing your bonus resist by 30. I think that's a lot better. Now I can see a person building this to be extra tanky. This is a lot better. I like Jack shows now. Wow, so Deadman's is still in? What? So Deadman's and this weirdo item Trailblazer are basically going to overlap. There's no way. What's this passive called? Lead the Way. Okay, is this passive called Lead the Way? No, it's called Shipwrecker. Wow. So the cost is the same. That everything is basically the same except the passive, which now gives you 40 move speed, which is the same as before, and the attack. Max stacks of target is also slowed. So you no longer slow them. So that's on Trailblazer, but you're essentially getting double move speed from this. So they really, I think, want to push tanks having move speed to try and engage stuff, which is very good. The strength of move speed song effects on you is reduced by 30. Damn. Okay, so Deadman's is just better. I feel like Deadman's is better. Holy shit. Randuin's. Oh, God. Okay, so no one really buys Randuin's, and it's sad because I actually think Randuin's is a really good tank item, specifically made to counter, you know, my favorite role, ADC. But no one builds it, which is really good. I like it. I like that no one builds it, but it's sad. So the armor's going down. The passive is pretty much the same. And then now critical strikes are going to do even less damage to you. So it is slightly better. I actually agree that they should buff this because, again, no one really builds it, so it's fine. You know, I don't want it to be built because it means I'm going to get worse, which I already think ADCs are going to get fisted by the mages, but now they might get fisted by the tanks, but who knows. But I'm glad they buffed it because it was kind of weak. Or maybe not weak, but underutilized. It's ironic because this reminds me of a story that Riot said where Vlad was like very oppressive, right? And then they nerfed Vlad, but they forgot the ship to changes to live. But just people thinking Vlad was nerfed made them engage on him more, and his win rate actually went like really down because people just started bullying him more because they thought he was weaker, and there was nothing that was changed. So player perception definitely matters. So cool. Force of Nature, what in my opinion is the de facto go-to I don't want to take damage from AP users item and get some move speed. So they are increasing the MR, sorry, decreasing it. That's sad. And then now the passive is enemy immobilized effects are at 2 stacks. Okay. Well, 8 stacks of steadfast gain 70 MR and 10% increased move speed. So now instead of getting it over time, you have to wait for the big payoff. Like you're getting 70 MR on top of 55. Holy fucking Jesus Christ. Like that's not right. Ornn is going to lick this thing up and so is Cassant. Holy fuck. I'm surprised they didn't change Cassant, because if all these are giving more armor and MR value, Cassant is getting a damage buff. Anyway, Iceborne. I hate this item. Anything with the Sheen item that doesn't really do damage. I mean, granted, Iceborne is more for utility of slung, but even then, I don't like it. So it's going way down in gold, which means it's probably getting Giga nerf. So the health is going down, the armor is fine, the haste is going down. Holy shit, I'm gonna have to decipher this real quick. Hold on. So after using an attack, 2 seconds. So it creates the slow zone. The primary target is slowed for double the amount and has their damage against you reduced by 10%. Wow. So now it's after using an attack, your next ability is enhanced with, the Sheen proc. It creates the frost field. Enemies that move across the field are also slowed. So it no longer reduces damage. So this is just overall worse. No one should build this item. This item sucks dick. Winter's Approach Fimbulwinter, which is a call to Norse mythology, is just suckier. Cool. Sunfires. How is this going to work well with all of the other immolate items now? I'm curious. So everything is pretty much the same. The health is cut. Oh my Jesus Christ. Let me see this shit. Okay, so the immolate taking damage. Okay. So the immolate stacks up. So now, if you take or deal damage, the immolate starts. Okay. So it's not even on passively, which I thought it was. Taking or dealing damage refreshes the duration, damaging the stack by 10%, stacking up to 6 times for a total of 60. So what the fuck is the difference? What? I don't understand what the difference is. Is the difference the scaling? Oh, the scaling is different. So the base scaling is slightly different. I don't know why they needed to copy paste the whole fucking paragraph, but whatever. Okay. So that's the kind of the same, but not really. A little bit worse. Sunfire's a little bit worse, but makes sense. They have other immolate items now. Knight's Vow. Pretty much the same. More armor, less health, but now doesn't give base health regen. So I would say it's overall better. I think the extra armor is definitely worth it. Frozen Heart. This thing is getting really cheap. Holy shit. So the armor is going down. The haste is the same. The mana is the same. And the unique passive is the same. So they're just cutting some armor, but the cost is getting reduced by a lot. I actually think this is really good. This might actually prompt Nasus to build it even earlier. This is a really good item. Holy shit. Even though it's not that nice. Like, if it gave health, it'd be so much better. But it doesn't give health, but it's sad. Okay. So that's overall all the tank/support tank items. Overall... Oh, wait, fuck, I went too far. Overall, these are definitely even worse and less exciting than the fighter items, and that's saying something, because I don't think the fighter items were that good anyway. Hollow Radiance is whatever. Unending Despair is probably my favorite one. Kainic Rookhern is okay, it's pretty good. Heartsteel is nice, but it's the same. Trailblaze is just Dead Man's on roids, pretty much. Zeke's is worse. Locket is pretty much worse. Warmog's is better. Jackshow's is better. Deadman's is pretty good. So they are better. They are overall, I think, better. It's just boring. I think it's mostly boring, but that's fine. So overall, tank items, I would say, are slightly below exciting level for fighter items, but that's whatever. So, assassin items. They better stroke these guys, because if they're not getting the mage treatment that the mage items got, I think assassins are going to just cry, and they should. Fuck assassins, but let's see. In previous seasons, AD assassins tended to purchase 1 or 2 lethality items before pivoting to other options in the AD system, particularly fighter items. Yes. We believe assassins are at their best when they're highly lethal but highly fragile anti-carry, which mages are already like that, but mages are anti-everything now. And when they have fighter builds, they tend not to be satisfying their own fantasies on top of being more frustrating and hard to deal with for enemies. So they're abusing it. They're abusing the items. Because the class itself and the fantasy isn't doing good enough. Our goals with these changes are to remove some of the more potent defensive tools assassins were accessing and open them up to stronger snowballing through actually just straight killing. We've also removed their ability to stack Black Cleaver and Last Whisper arms so their assassins don't have like premium killers of bruisers. Wow. So they really only want them to be effective against squishies, which is understandable. You know, at least that's what they want assassins to do. So, and reasonably effective against tanks, as we believe armor should be an effective purchase into assassins. Damn right it should. So lethality has been adjusted to be 1 armor pen per 1 point of lethality rather than scaling. So now you're getting the full effect instantly. The following items have been removed: Duskblade and Prowlers. Wow. Interesting. I never thought they'd get rid of Duskblade. That's surprising. So now we have Voltaic Cyclosword, which literally looks like one of the jungle items, the orange jungle knife. Just slightly better. So what are they doing? What is this? So 55 AD, lethality, haste, and then this is an energized item, which makes sense because that's actually the Kerchisis shard. Interesting. Your energized attack applies 100 bonus physical damage and slows enemies by 99%. So this is basically the new Duskblade, which is fine. This is whatever. There's slightly more damage on a not as long cooldown. 20% for ranged users. Wow, that is terrible. But I definitely think Duskblade was probably a little better. Duskblade had more going on. Granted, it was a mythic though, but this is not bad. Profane Hydra. So what is this? 60 AD, lethality, haste. So it has an active. Deal 80% total AD damage to nearby enemies. This damage increases to 120% if they're low. So it's a Hydra item. Wow. I mean, it's in the name, but holy shit. And it basically has Hydra's passive. Okay, so it's the Hydra for assassins. Excuse me. Not bad. Not bad. Okay. Okay. Hubris. It's a little crown. What is this? So 3k AD lethality haste, which has been all of these things, AD lethality haste. So the passive, when you kill an enemy champion, you are granted a statue of yourself. If you already have a statue, the statue upgrades. Eminence. When a champion that you have damaged within the last 3 seconds dies, gain 10 plus 1 per rank of statue attack damage for 60 seconds. Wow. Wait. If there's no cap on this, then assassins actually scale infinitely. Wait a minute. I mean, it's not that much, right? Because it's per statue, but if you get like 10 kills with this item, which already it's like kind of crazy, you're basically getting 1 AD per statue, which isn't bad, but huh. I don't know how I feel. I thought this was better, but now thinking about it, it's not that good. It's alright. It's alright. I mean, you're definitely going to build this, especially if there's no other options, but it's okay. I like this. I like the statue effect, but they need to improve the stats. If they did it +2 per rank of the statue, then it'd be a lot better. But I don't know how I feel about this. I don't think it's that good. Well, not that it's not that good. It's not as good as I thought it would be. Not bad, but whatever. Opportunity. So what is this? It gives, surprise, surprise, AD lethality. Oh, and move speed. It doesn't give haste. Okay. Preparation. After being out of combat, gain lethality. This lethality lasts for 3 seconds after getting into combat. And if a champion dies within 3 seconds, gain 150 decaying move speed. So this is to help your ass get the fuck out. This is for Rengar, Kha'Zix, any assassin that basically jumps you and wants to just leave after they just burst you down, which should be most of them. That's not bad. Okay, I like that. That's pretty alright. 150. They should have made it 200, man. Fuck. That's pretty cool. Rectrix is whatever. Brutalizer, same shit. Okay, Cyrildas. I feel like no... Actually, that's not true. I'm not going to say no one uses Cyrildas, but I definitely think Cyrildas is a little bit of an underused item. If not underused, I would say it's also only used by certain people. Yorick definitely uses it, especially Lethality Yorick. Aside from that, I don't really know who uses it, but it's very strong. I know some ADs use it, like I think Ezreal maybe. But this is an interesting item. Let me see what they're doing. I think it's actually a very good item. So it gives AD, haste, and lethality. Wow. And then you gain 20 plus 11% lethality armor penetration. Where the fuck does the 11% come from? What the fuck? And then damaging ability slow enemies by 30% for 1 second. That's pretty good. This is still a great item. Nice. And it has lethality. Durka, I don't care. Ghost Blade. I hate this item. I feel like this item was never fucking used, but granted, assassins were never used anyway, so this item should be getting buffed, in my opinion. So what are they doing? They're lowering the cost. The AD is the same. The lethality is the same. No more haste, but now you get basically everything's the same. Wow. So you get 25 move speed for 6 seconds. Now you get 20 move speed and ghosting for 6 seconds. So you're getting less. And then now you get 40 move speed out of combat. Okay, so this just seems overall kind of worse. Actually, not worse because it is cheaper, but Yomu's I still think is a shit item. I don't like Yomu's. Axiom Arc. What are they doing to this bullshit? When this shit came out, it was one of the most broken things in the game. Well, not one of the most broken, but pretty fucking good. Like, people just got their ult after ult after ult with this shit. I would see people ult 2 to 3 times a team fight, especially Nocturne, which was crazy. So, it gives AD, lethality, and haste, but it gives a lot of fucking haste. So now, what is the thing changing to? Whenever a champion dies within 3 seconds of having damaged them, refund 10 plus 30% lethality of your ultimate. Wow. So, I don't know if the scaling's better or worse, but I'm just going to say it's probably better, but I'm not sure. It might be worse. Who knows? Assassins so far aren't wowing me. So Umbral is getting an increase in cost, which is interesting because some supports built this item. Very few assassins did, but again, that's because we saw very few assassins played. But I would see them build this item too, but this is the anti-vision item. So the fact that it's increasing is interesting. Let's see. The lethality is going up by 2, AD is the same, haste is the same. So now, when spotted by an enemy ward, reveal traps and disable wards around you for 8 seconds. And attacks do... Wait, what is changing about this? Oh, you can insta-kill the ward now with Umbral. Okay, cool, if you're melee. Nice. Very nice. Serpent's Fang, this item was almost never built by anyone. I think this item sucks dick. But it's for shields, which, you know, Shadow Flame was for shields too. But it gave pen, so it was pretty good anyway. So, this is just getting a slight gold decrease. So it's getting buffed, but everything else is staying the same. This item sucks. Okay, overall, Assassin items are not as crazy as Mage items. I think Mage items are a lot cooler. Opportunity is not bad. Hubris is okay. I was wowed by it at first, but I'm not as wowed by it. Profane Hydra is not bad either, and Voltaic Cyclosword is okay too. But the big buff to lethality, which is not as apparent, is probably going to be really good. So ADs are going to get crapped on, essentially. Lovely. But overall, these items aren't that bad. I would say these are probably... So mage items are the best. Then it's probably assassin items tied with fighter. And then to actually fuck, I don't know. Because assassin items aren't bad, but they're not wowing me. Honestly, I'm just going to tie them. So mage items still the best, everything else below. I don't know what the worst one is yet, but let's see. Let's see the marksman items. Oh golly gee. Oh good lord, I'm ready, I'm excited, I'm hopeful, I'm scared. What the fuck are they going to do? What the fuck are they going to do? So, they removed Rage Knife, which is fine, that item was stupid anyway. And they removed Gale Force, which I'm a little sad about, because the only reason I never built Gale Force is because if I built it, I would lose out on massive crit damage because I couldn't build IE. So that means IE is still in the game, though, which is good. So, Terminus, which is one of my favorite quotes ever from the hit fighting game Grand Blue by the character Seox. It's what he uses in one of his supers, where he slashes you and he yells, Terminus! Which I really like. So, this costs 3k, gives 40 AD, which is not that much at all. 30 attack speed, which is okay. And then the passive is Shadow. Attacks apply 30 magic damage on hit. So this could be a Kog'Maw item. Okay. And then it has another passive, Juxtaposition. Alternate between light and dark on hits each attack. Light attacks grant 3 to 5 armor and MR, up to 15 to 25 for 5 seconds. Dark attacks grant 6% armor penetration and magic pen. Holy shit, what the fuck? Wow. I didn't think Kog'Maw needed this, but I mean, if tanks are getting beefed up, this is pretty good. So this is some defense too. Yeah, this is a Kog'Maw item through and through. Kog'Maw, I think, should always build this. Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Maybe even Vayne. Wow. This is crazy. I really like this item. Holy fuck. Okay, Jinso's. So the gold is going down. All the stats are unchanged. what are they doing to the passive? So the passive was 30 on hit magic damage, and then you convert it to bonus magic damage based on your crit. So now it's basically just on hit, the crit is removed. So you could still build this with crit. Cool. Interesting. Okay. Seething Strike. Basic attacks grant 8% attack speed stack up to 4 times. When fully stacked, you get the Phantom proc. Phantom hits synergized with Kraken Slayer has been reintroduced. I thought it was always in. I didn't know they removed it. Holy shit. So overall, even though it's losing the crit thing, I think that's fine because realistically speaking, if you were building Jinsos on characters, I'm going to keep going to Kog'Maw, unfortunately. If you were building on characters like Kog'Maw, maybe even Kale, you weren't really buying much crit anyway. Kale built somewhat AP, Blade of the Ruin King and stuff. So having the crit modifier there, not many ADCs really even took advantage of that. It was a nice thing to have, but it really didn't matter. So them removing it, I think, is fine. And then adding this, the reintroduction of the Kraken Slayer proc back in with the Phantom hit is really good. I think overall, Jinso is better, and it's cheaper, so that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Great. IE, what are they doing? Please don't remove the crit damage buff that they added in. Please. Please. So the cost is going down, thank goodness. The critical strike damage is going down, no. But it's more than it was. It used to be 35, and they buffed it up to 40, and then I think 45, or maybe straight to 45. But now, it's back to 40, but it's not 35, so we're still good. The damage is unchanged, and the crit strike chance, which got raised to 45, is unchanged too. Perfect, fine, amazing, don't touch it, great, amazing. Navori, I wish they removed this item. I hate this item. This item is going to be built probably on the new AD, Cinder. And I hate this item with a passion. But you can now get it with Infinity Edge, so I'm fine with it. I'm actually fine with it. So what are they doing? The AD's going down, the gold's going down. The haste is still there, the crit chance is still there. So now, your attacks reduce your non-ultimate abilities by 12% of their remaining cooldown instead of 15. So it's slightly nerfed. And the passive impermanence, which increases the ability's powers based on crit, is unchanged. But this is fine. This is honestly fine. It's great. It's good. I can now use it again because I can build it with IE, which is great. If I have to choose between the two, always going with IE. But now I'm glad I could still build this. Cool. GA. I never build this item because this item is for fucking pussies. And if you die, you're probably going to die again because your team is either winning the fight, so it doesn't matter that you died, or they lost it and you're getting up to die again. In very little situations, though, I think GA actually matters with the way the game plays out and team fights, how they play out. So, the armor's going up, the AD's going up, and now you restore 50 of your health, 100% mana after 4 seconds, 300-second cooldown. What the fuck is the difference? What? Upon taking lethal damage, 50, 30, 300, 50. Oh, now you get all of your mana back. That was dumb. Okay, whatever. Immortal Shield Bow. This item basically is never used. Ever since it lost its mythic status, I've seen very little people use it. I don't use it either. Even though it's not bad. I don't think it's necessarily bad. It's just, I don't know what happened. It fell out of favor. So what are they doing? Everything is mostly unchanged. The lifesteal is going slightly up. And now it is giving you more of a shield by 20 to 30 points. Wow. And they removed the attack speed thing. This item is for pussies still. No one's going to build this. Especially if there's better options just like Transcendence. You might as well get Transcendence. And if you're going to get a lifesteal item, you might as well get Bloodthirster. This item is terrible. They should just remove it. It's stupid. Kraken. Okay, let's see Kraken. Everything is pretty much unchanged. The attack speed's going up. And now the passive for Jinsos is being reintroduced. So it's better. But pretty much nothing's changing. Okay, so far I'm seeing the trend where aside from that one cool new item and Jinso's changed a little bit, really nothing is changing with the AD class. I'm a little upset, man. Mage is really eating well out here. But anyway, so Kraken's slightly better because of Jinso's. Only when you have Jinso's. Lord Doms, the AD's going up, and now you are doing less damage if they're tankier than you. The Lord Doms is nerfed. And it's harder to hit the threshold too. Or no, it's easier to hit the threshold. Wow. So tanks are gonna be somewhat better. So now it might actually be the meta of people playing percent health people again. Vayne, Varus, my favorite one, Kog'Maw. So we might actually be seeing a Kog'Maw meta because if tanks are gonna run rampant with some of the new items, you might have to build tank busting ADs again. This is really interesting. Okay. Because Lord Doms is worse for tanks now. I mean, it's still good. It's still the de facto go-to tank item, tank busting item, but it's not as good as it was. So PD, everything is pretty much unchanged except the attack speed's lower, the movement speed is higher, and now the attacks grant you ghosting and 7% attack speed stacking up to 5 times with a maximum of 35. So it's slightly better. PD slightly better. Nice. Not bad. Rapid fire. Pretty much everything is unchanged except the attack speed, and that's it. Wow. Yeah, I'm definitely seeing the trend. Okay, static. I'm gonna try and condense my opinions of this item because I have such varied opinions on this item. I fucking hate this shit. They brought back static, which is a fan favorite ADC item, and they ruined it. Mages abused it, and it's not an AD item. I don't know why they think it is. Hopefully they fix it and they let it scale and crit. Because the whole big thing about the old static was, yeah, it did magic. Most ADs back in the day did physical. Now you have fucking Kai'Sa and whatever. Kai'Sa, Kog'Maw, Varus, which do some magic too. But for the most part, excuse me, back when this item was actually good in its heyday, most ADs did physical, aside from Corki, but most ADs did physical damage. So the fact that static did magic and it could critically strike was a huge big thing. And they returned it and they made it scale off AP, so of course mages abused it. Like, are they stupid? I hate this item. This item is terrible. I hate this shit. So what are they doing? Compared to what everything else gives you, it's not enough, by the way. Like, the wave clear ADs don't even really need it, and the amount of poke you're getting from it is really not that good, bro. It's so dumb. Anyway, let's see what they're doing. So, the attack damage 50, everything is pretty much unchanged. What are they doing to the thing? Energized attacks fire chain lightning 100 to 180. So they literally just removed the scaling of AP, so this item's just even more worse than it was. And mages are not going to build it anymore, hopefully. This is terrible. This item needs to be removed. Terrible. Garbage. Stormrazor. What do we think of Stormrazor? So, Stormrazor is pretty much only used by a couple people. Whoever uses the, I would say rapid fire proc, the energized rapid fire shit. Main people I think use it is Jhin, Caitlyn. Aside from that, I don't really know who else. Because it did scale. So what are they doing with Stormrazor? I don't think it's a widely used item, though. Stormrazor is going up in AD, and everything else is the same. Dude, what are they doing? Nothing's happening to AD, aside from that one good new item. Bro, this is so trash. What is this? All right, the AD's going up by 5 here. Whoop-de-doo. Essence Reaver. What is this? The cost is going up by 100. Who cares? Dude, the AD items, aside from the one new item, probably have the least changes. The biggest thing is you can build everything together again, and Jinso's helps Kraken. Like, what the fuck is this? A lot of this shit didn't even get it changed, and some of it got nerfed. Are you kidding me? 80s probably got the worst item shits, except for the new item. Oh my god. It started off good, and then it disappointed me. I hate this shit. What the fuck? Fucking bullshit. I knew that. I knew this would happen. I knew this would happen. Alright, so support items and quests. So, it's no secret support is a little bit of a hard role to balance around. I heard they're making it a lot better, though. So, support's definitely going to get buffed, which is sad. So, with the new 2024 season, we saw a great opportunity to transform the support quest because people hated going support, which is why they went mages and all this other bullshit. The old support items didn't bring a lot of customization or flavor into your builds, even though there was a lot of them, depending on what character you were, which I thought was good. And despite being objectively powerful, they weren't satisfying as some champions or playstyles were underserved. That's true. Enter a universal support item that branches into 5. So now they're doing the opposite. Instead of the items being separate, you just build one and then you choose what you want. So, a little different, a little similar. Now with the choice of 5 distinct passives to choose from, support items will now be able to cover a broader range of champions and playstyles. These changes should also help you upgrade your moment help you up your upgrade your upgrade moment feel more engaging and powerful. Cool. These upgrades were designed to be powerful as they're typically acquired around the time you finish your first item. The 1.5 item power spike was actually designed to create a period of time within the early to mid game where supports have their biggest power spikes influence on the game. I feel the time when supports have the biggest influence in the game, and this is sad, but this is the reality, is when they left the AD and they roamed. That was their biggest impact on the game. It's when they're saying, fuck my role, fuck my teammate that relies on me, I'm gonna just go help the other team members. It's so fucking sad, man. Anyway, going forward, this allows us to better define what supports have satisfying power in game and ultimately help inform how we're balancing that power. The following items have been removed. Basically, all the starting support items. Cool. So now you always start with World Atlas. So this costs 4 hundo. Gives you all these support stats. And now you earn 500 gold from the sound to transform it into Runic Compass. And it holds ward. So it's, doing the same shit as the support item. So, gain a charge every 18 seconds up to 3 while near an ally. So you have to be near an ally. Consume a charge to earn gold via the following methods. You can hit a champion or a structure. You can kill a minion. I wonder if it still has the execute though. Huh. Okay, so you basically have the best of both worlds. You can either poke or farm. It's up to you. Nice. And then Runic Compass. So it upgrades, it has more stuff. So, support quest. Earn 1,000 gold from this item to transform it into Runic Compass. Wait, what? This has to be a mistake. Earn 1,000 gold from this item to transform it into Runic Compass, even though it already is Runic Compass, and gain the ability to hold wards. So, gain a charge every 18 seconds, same shit. Damaging abilities grants more gold. Nice. Killing a minion is the same shit. Okay. And then Bounty of Worlds. So this is what it should have turned into. This is what it should have said. It turns into Bounty of Worlds. So, you may notice Bounty of Worlds is almost exactly the same as Runic Compass. Well, you noticed right. Bounty of Worlds is an in-between state that allows you to upgrade into any of the 5 support item upgrades. Cool. So it's just an intermediate. So, all upgraded item forms. That's what they give. Cool. Celestial Opposition. So these are the items you can upgrade into. Let's see these shits. So, become blessed to reduce incoming damage by 30. What the fuck? Oh, so it's like a crown thing. Holy shit. Unleash a shockwave of enemy that slows nearby enemies. Damn. So this is good for engages. Celestial Opposition. Very cool. Solstice Slay. Oh. Wow. So Solstice Slay is kind of like a healing thing. And move speed. Holy shit. This could be really good for Janna, Lulu. Holy fuck, wow. Blood Song. After using an ability, your next attack is enhanced. Ugh, I don't like that one. The fact that you have to auto to get it is really dumb. Apply Exposed Weakness increases the damage it takes. Oh, that's actually pretty good. That could be good if you want to kill. So this one is good if you want to be tanky and, like chill. So Nautilus will use this one. This one is used by caster enchanter supports probably. This one is used by people who want to fucking kill like Leona, probably. Not bad. Okay. So that's basically Even Shroud. Dream Maker. Gain a blue dream bubble and a purple dream bubble every 8 seconds. Healing and shielding. And another ally blows both dream bubbles to them and empowers them. Blue bubble reduces 140 incoming damage. And purple bubble grants 90 bonus magic damage on the next hit. Wow, okay. So this is for people who want to, again, do damage, but you're a enchanter. Cool. Zack's Realm Spike. What the fuck is this? Dealing ability damage to a champion causing an explosion. Nearby enemies dealing max health damage capped at 300. What the fuck is this? Okay, so this is for people who don't want to go support. This is for Brand, Lux, fucking any mage that goes down there. Jesus Christ, wow. Enchanter items. The following items have been removed. Okay, wait, so is that all the support items, quote unquote? Dude, okay, aside from mage items, I think support items got the biggest buff. Holy shit. So, in order of how well I think the items got changed, it's mage items number 1, support items number 2, everything else number 3, ADC last. Sad. So sad. Enchanter items. So, Chemtech Putrefier and Chalice of Harmony got removed. Now we have Glowing Moat. Dawn Core. What is Dawn Core? AP, Haste, And you gain heal and shield power and 5 AP per base mana regen. And you get 18 summoner spell haste. That's not bad, I guess. Echoes of Helios. This item's still in the game for some reason. So the AP is up, the haste is up, and then I already know what the passive is, so let me read the new one. Damaging a champion grants a soul shard up to a maximum of 3. So now you actually have to damage someone still. Well, we had to do that before, but now you can have 3 instead of 2. Healing or shielding consumes all the soul shards and restores 20 health and 55 magic damage, and deals magic damage per shard to the nearest enemy champion. Wow. Excuse me. Whew. So it's doing less damage, but you can hold more, and the healing is better early, worse late. I think this item's okay. Staff of Flowing Water. This item is really dumb and really niche for some reason. I don't know why. So the AP is up. I thought it was completely gone. My eyes are actually failing me because I've been doing this for so long. What are we at, by the way? Yep, we're about at 2 hours, like I thought. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, the AP's at 40. The mana regen is at 125. Haste is there. Now there's no more move speed. And now you give them 30 AP and 10% move speed, which before you were giving them AP and haste. The AP doesn't really make sense because most of the time, I mean, I guess this is if you support mages or something, or you're going like a mage ball lane, which I'm sad they're encouraging, or if you just want to help the mid laner, but this item giving AP doesn't really make sense. The haste also didn't make sense for ADs. It was helpful, but it didn't really matter. I think the AP getting lowered is fine, and the fact that it gives move speed does make it slightly better, but I still think this item is so weird. Like, it's really, really weird who this is intended to really help. I mean, obviously it's best for mages, but supports aren't supposed to be helping the mages. Granted, they'll help them when they can, and they will help them sometimes. But primarily, it should be ADC focused. But I guess they'll have one item for everyone else. Or non-AD people. Or AP ADs, who knows. Weird item, though. Ardent. Ardent's gold is going up. The AP is going up by a lot. Mana regen's up. Haste is the same. Shield heal power is the same. Bonus move speed is going up. So what are they doing now? Healing or shielding an ally grants you and them 25% bonus attacks. So you're getting more. And 20 bonus magic damage for 4 seconds. Wow. That's pretty good. It's slightly better. It costs slightly more, but it's also slightly, not even slightly, the AP is really up high. This is pretty good. More attack speed, more on-hit damage, more AP for the support, quote-unquote. Not bad at all. Arden is buffed. Not what it used to be, but still pretty good. Nice. And that's it for the support items, or enchanter items. Not bad. Enchanter items pretty okay. Support items definitely the second best. So mage, support, everything else, AD at the bottom. AD's fourth, everything else third. Damn, this is so sad, man. ADC really got the shit on the stick again. But anyway, Doran's Blade. So the lifesteal is up, the Omnivamp is down. Okay, so it's better for physical. Doran's Ring. What are they doing? Restores 1.25 mana per second. Okay. Gain 45% of this value as health instead if you cannot gain mana. Okay. So now it's just always on. Before it's if you hit someone, now it's always on. So Doran's Ring is a lot better now. Holy shit. And Doran's Blade is a lot better for damage dealing ADCs. Physical. Not bad. It's gonna suck a little bit for Kog'Maw, but yeah, that's whatever. Better for Jhin. Better for Jhin. Okay, cool. Runes. Holy shit. The perfect timing rune has been removed because there's no more stopwatch, and it's replaced with triple tonic. So at level 3, you gain an elixir of avarice, so you gain 5 true damage for 60 seconds. Nice, and then you get 40 gold. At 6, you get a new elixir, which gives you 20 adaptive force for 60 seconds. At level 9, you just get a free skill point. Wow. Interesting. Not bad. I think it's definitely better than what stopwatch was. Fuck stopwatch. Tower adjustments. Towers have been on the more fragile end for a while now with the addition of more tower damaging things like Void Grub and improved Shelly. It was about time to give them more durability. We want towers to feel like something you can actually protect and should protect you. I wish they would reintroduce the fucking lasers and reduce how easy it is. At least the lasers on the inner, like, Nexus turrets. If the Nexus turrets had the lasers, that'd be cool as shit. Because those are your last line of defense. They should be beefed up like crazy. For every other turret, you can dive pretty easily because it only shoots a shot and you can time the shots. The laser should be a lot more deadly. It should come back and it should be better. But that's just me. Anyway, you can actually protect and reduce how easy it is for some teams to immediately win by blasting through 3 towers. We're adjusting the backdoor bonus to be more potent as it was often being ignored by champions later into the game. Oh, wow. Yeah, because champions were just soloing towers. Now we'll also apply to true damage rather than entirely nullifying it, so it's a consistent damage across the board types. Wow. So the inner towers are getting increased health, the inhibitors are getting slightly increased, and the nexus are getting increased too. Now reduces true damage to the towers rather than nullifying it. Oh. Wait, what are they doing? Reduce damage to towers when there are no nearby. Oh. Huh. So isn't that a buff? Because now the true damage is getting added in. What the hell? And then backdoor damage reductions now. Oh, no, that's the nerf right there. Okay, so now instead of 66.6, it's to 80. So you're doing 80% less damage if there's no minions there. So you're encouraged to push with a squad, even if it's not people. Wow, okay, pretty good. Towers are tankier. Nice. So rank changes. Alongside the launch of the new season, we'll be making some behind-the-scenes changes that should help improve the overall ranked experience. So narrowing Emerald tier, which is my tier, which is ironically my birthstone too. Well, overall, we believe the newer Emerald tier is accomplishing our goal of spreading out the ladder. The range of skill levels within Emerald is currently a bit too wide. I would agree. So we're going to be making Emerald a bit smaller. This, among other changes, should help correct instances of players Emerald rank and above receiving more LP per lost and LP per win. Thank God. So, visible rank differences. This was a big issue. I was getting silver players in my high plat, low emerald games. That is not okay. So, while promoting ranks was made easier in 2023, there weren't any adjustments to demotions, which led to some players having much wider visible ranks than their actual MMR. To correct this, demoting has been made a little easier to help avoid situations where a player could have a visible rank of platinum, but actually have, and here it is, silver MMR. Additionally, we've also made adjustments to matchmaking so that the range of visible ranks within the lobby are tighter. Thank God. Modified LP gains. The LP gains increased to plus minus 25 per game we introduced last year. I've done a good job of helping players move up or down, which is good. I actually really like that. You should not, it shouldn't feel like a grind fest, but you should lose a lot. Let's see. We're currently pretty happy with that. Said, we've learned that this amount of LP isn't sustainable in tiers Emerald and above, where breadth of skill is higher. Due to this, LP gain in Emerald tiers and above have been decreased to roughly plus minus 20 per game. That's fine. I think that's fine. It's going to be a little bit more of a grind at the top, but it really should be, because those are the psychopaths that play this game for a living, which maybe one day might be me, but who knows. I don't really love League like that anymore. I still love it, though. So, new player placements. We've updated how new players are placed into ranked, which should place them closer to their appropriate skill level. I feel like they say that every year, but cool. Fist bumps! What the fuck is that? That's right, Riot Games, whose logo is a fist bump, added an interactive, that reminds me of PewDiePie, ironically enough, added an interactive fist bump into League of Legends for you to celebrate all the hype moments in game. All you need to do is activate the emote, wait for another team member to use the emote, then boom, fist bump achieved. Cue the fireworks. No, the default keybind for this is U. Wow. The fist bump emote will only be visible to all allied teammates, and in the incredibly embarrassing event that a teammate does not fist bump you back, your fist bump can transform into a thumbs up. That's hilarious. Wow. Bro, if the enemy could see this, I could see this being used to be so fucking toxic. It'd be hilarious. Okay, dynamic music. It's been nearly 10 years since the last update of music for Summoner's Rift. Wow. Way back in 2015 when they first updated the Rift with the new map. And while we already have a music system that's working, we wanted to find ways to level up even more. Thank God. I love when they do shit like this. With the addition of all the new and updated void creatures, we felt like there was a real opportunity to make music to enhance the feeling of taking these objectives. Cue dynamic music. And they already had something similar to this with the skins. Certain skins you'd load in with would play certain music on the start. I know the biggest example I can give that I know well is Dark Cosmic Djinn. Dark Cosmic Djinn has special like music that plays when you first load into the game. It's really cool. So, there's 3 components of this new system: locational music, contextual, and situational. So location obviously changes based on where you are. So there's musical zones. And I love this. This reminds me of something Fortnite would do. I really like this. We play different music for different locations within the map as you enter them. Right now it's only the topside river. that has unique music, but make sure to go check it out. Okay, cool. Hopefully they add more. When are they giving us map skins and announcer packs, by the way? Because those were teased, and similar to fill but not support, I feel like they're never going to come out, which I'm very upset about. So, contextual music changes with game state. Some of you might know Summer's Rift bass music evolves over time. I did not know that. The music gradually gets more complex and exciting as towers and inhibitors get taken down. I did not know that at all. When we zone out the topside river, we also want to have its own evolution with the zone as well. Music will evolve as new objectives spawn, with there being a total of 4 evolutions. So Neutral, Void Grubs, Herald, and Baron. Each of the monsters introduce their own different personalities and stakes to the river. Wow. So situational. What if there was a way that music could react to me? Wow. The first place that feels like a natural tie into this idea of raid boss music, so why not add music to these void objectives when you're fighting them? Baron already sort of had this. When someone attacked Baron, or you were doing anything near Baron, there would be certain music that plays. I can't even describe it, but I know it's true and I know it's there. And it's somehow, sometimes, how I would know the enemy team is doing Baron, because I would hear the Baron music. So that means either someone's near the pit, or they're doing Baron itself. So, what do we see? Okay, so 3 unique pieces of music when you're fighting Grubbies, Rift Herald, and Baron. We hope that these changes make the map feel more alive and make each little corner of the map feel feel lived in and more interesting. We're very excited. Cool. I'm very excited too. I actually really like stuff like this. It's very small, subtle things, but important things like this that I really enjoy. So, in-game quests. Holy fucking Jesus. I said in the beginning that these are really cool, but they're not as impactful as I would think everything else is, and I think I'm gonna be right. Unless they changed it, from what I remember, it shouldn't be that crazy. So let's see what they're doing. From champions with sunglasses taking 1 less damage, which is ironic, from Leona's passive to Rift Herald dance parties, hidden surprises are no stranger to League. In this patch, we're introducing some additional in-game quests for a few champions to help bring their vibrant stories and personalities to life on the Rift. Read below for information, how to activate them, and the rewards. So I want them to go crazy with this. I think they're actually not doing enough. From what I heard, I think there's going to be 4 or 5 of them in. I think we need to have like way more than that, but let's see. So, Hui and Jin. So Jin or Hui must be the first to kill the L using their ultimate. Wow. Proving death or despair as the more powerful art. So Hui and Jin must be on opposing teams and they have to be level 12. If Jin wins, he turns Hui into his virtuous magnum opus, virtuosic. Wow. Earning him 4.444 lethality. That's really not anything, but whatever. If Hui wins, his visions of pain and peace and art deepen, earning him 3.33 magic pen. Okay, so this is cool, but it really doesn't have that much of an impact, which is fine. Which is fine. They don't want to make it too OP, even though some of them are. That's one. Belveth and Jax is the second one. This one's actually a little crazy. Will Belveth's grand ambition come to life, or will Jax be able to protect his fishing spot? So Belveth wants to take over the world and destroy everything, and then Jax just wants to fish. Hilarious. So they compete over Baron. So Belveth and Jax must be on opposing teams, and Rift Herald must have been taken prior to Baron. Cool. So if Jax wins, he gets 5 stacks of Belveth's passive, which is insane, and 5 more stacks each time he scores a takedown on Belveth, which is wild. And if Belveth kills him, he will drop the Void Coral that Baron usually drops and get her true form. I think Jax definitely has the better spot of this, and Jax actually could get pretty ridiculous with this. I mean, granted, every time you kill her, you'll get, 5 attack speed at late game? But it stacks infinitely. You know, it's nothing to write home about, but it could get crazy. Anyway. Nasus and Renekton. Bad blood. Ooh. Can Nasus stop Renekton's rage and protect Shreemer, or will Renekton's wrath consume everything? Be the first to kill each other while your ultimate is active and come out on top. So, Renekton and Nasus must be level 11 and on opposite teams. So if whoever wins gets 10% larger while in their ult, and it's extended by 10%, while the loser will become smaller. So again, nothing big. The biggest one right now is, I think, Belveth and Jax's one. But anyway. Shen and Zed. So, can Shen stand against Zed's shadows, or will the might of the dark prove too strong to overcome? Shen will win if the quest he takes down Zed before Zed kills 2 of Shen's nearby allies. Wow. And then Zed obviously wins if he kills 2 people. So, they must be level 11 for it to start. Nice. So if Shen defeats Zed, the shield from his key barrier will become 30% stronger, which is really good. If Zed wins, his passive ability Contempt for the Weak will deal an additional 2% of the target's max health. This is probably the best one so far. The Renekton one and Nasus one's okay. The Jax one's pretty good. This one's fucking dumb. But I'm sad there's not more. They have like little wiener ones, right? They have little wiener ones like Kate, Vine, Jinx. They should have one with Kassadin and Kaisa. I don't know why they don't. And they should have one with Kayle and Morgana. There's a lot more they can add. One with Diana, Leona. Hopefully they add them more over time. But this can be, if this is the start, this is good. But if this all there is, I'm a little sad. But anyway, ARAM. What are they doing? Due to the large amount of changes coming to this patch, we won't be making any change to ARAM. But they're closely monitoring it. Nice! So due to the start of the rank season, Split 1 career stats will be reset. Nice. Field challenges are going to be released. So no one cares about these. I don't care about these. Game spectator changes. We've reintroduced. Well, no, we're introducing a few changes to the League spectator system. The 3-minute spectator delay was originally tied to ward timers. Wow. Guess what the new delay is? Anyway, we'll be able to spectate with 30 seconds less delay. Wow. And you can now spectate arena and TFT games. Cool. Well, you don't need to spectate mine because I do it on Twitch. Anyway. The spectator delay is down to 2 minutes 30 seconds. Wow. The ARAM delay is to 60 seconds. Team fight 60-60. Cool. I don't care. Mythic Shop. Okay, in order to kick 2024 off right, they're going to do bullshit. No one cares about these. I certainly don't. Quality of life changes. These are just bug fixes pretty much and nonsense. Let me just look over them really quick. Yeah, this is just bug fixes realistically. Oh, I saw Kog'Maw. Wait a minute. I saw Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw's W no longer cancels the auto attacks when the W buff ends. Wow. Huh. Okay, and finally, at the very ass end, we have the upcoming skins and chromos. So we have Dragonmancer Kassadin. I don't like that Kassadin's getting a skin. He has a lot, but it's a good skin, and he hasn't had one in a while, and it looks dope as shit. Really cool. Dragonmancer Rakan. Not bad. Definitely fire themed. I like how each dragon has a different theme. The colors are amazing. I haven't seen the in-games, but Rakan looks especially young in here. Holy shit. Excuse me. But very good looking skin. Dragonmancer Fiora. Of all the people who probably shouldn't have gotten a skin, it's probably Fiora. She does not need one. I don't understand this one. It looks cool as shit, though, but I think she doesn't need it. Vayne. Even though she's an AD, sadly enough, I don't think she needs a new skin. She has a lot of good ones, but I'll let it pass because she's an AD and I like her. And the skin looks cool as shit. It's purple. And then we have Prestige Dragonmancer Rakan, which looks like he's like a Spanish flamenco dancer. If that's even a thing. Or like a... One of those... Oh, fuck, I forgot the name of it. One of the dancers with like the... They're very flamboyant or whatever. But anyway, that's pretty cool. A little less skins this time, but that's fine. Because we have a giant fucking patch. Anyway, I kind of see the thing in here. Oh, look. Some chromas for existing dragon skins. Wow. Okay, yeah, these skins look amazing. A little sad for some of the people who are getting them, but not bad. Very, very good looking skins. Anyway, that is finally the whole fucking patch. I knew it would be over 2 hours. I was hoping it wasn't going to be, but it was. It's been 2 hours and 12 minutes, now about to be 13. And holy shit. Okay, so overall, just to kind of end this off, same as the beginning. I'm very excited. Very cool. A lot of changes coming. Most of them seem good. Mages eating the best. ADs eating the worst, sadly. Supports also eating very well. But we'll have to see how this plays out. I think this is going to be fun, hopefully. I think it's going to be somewhat unbalanced, which is good. Obviously, we don't want it to get too crazy, but I'm still happy about this. Overall, I would give this, with all the changes they're doing, sadly, I can't give it too high of a score because AD, they really let me down. They really let me down with this shit. But overall, everything is really cool. I'm honestly going to give this patch an 8 out of 10. I was going to give it an 8.5, but they really let me down with AD. But 8 out of 10 is really good. It's more so just because I'm excited. If they put Cinder in this, I would have, or whatever the fuck his name is. I think the new AD's name is Cinder, the little dragon nonsense. But if they put him in this, it definitely would have been boosted to an 8.5. Even though I don't really like him or his kit. More neutral. But 8, I think, is more than fair. I think a lot of stuff is going to get changed up, and I think it's probably going to be good and fun for a little bit until it gets stale, boring, or overly policed by Riot. But overall, 8 out of 10 Mark Merrills. Huge fucking patch. I'm glad I finally got it out the way and I'm done with it. Holy shit, I'm done. I hope everyone enjoyed. I stream on Twitch TV/Tecnics channel. Come watch me there. Holy fuck.